Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube. Welcome back to Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. I am your host and game master, Skajarmas, otherwise known as Toneshift, as always. And with me today, we have our full assortment of players for the time being. We have Hades Shadow 92 playing Thanatos, our male human Dark Knight.
Hi.
Hi. We have Darkness playing Alistair, our male human paladin.
Hey everyone.
We have Tom117Z playing Ni Ethil, our female Elvon Ranger.
Heyo.
OP, please nerf.
No.
That has been this running joke for a while now that Ni is just stupidly overpowered, which she really is. I'm so glad you won't be playing a Ranger for campaign 2. Anyways, furthermore, just as a reminder to everyone, Hades will be controlling the combat and dice actions of one of the NPC party members, Kyron Nightstar, our female human dragoon, and I will be controlling the other NPC party member who's been around pretty much since the start, Mika Solwyn, female Mithra Red Mage.
Best cat girl.
Sure. So, where we last left off, our intrepid band of adventurers, having come to the isolated city-state of Piera Oasis, far in the south of the first Enoan continent in search of Leviathan's water crystal of light, found themselves exploring an island in the middle of the great lake Piera Oasis is built on the shores of, known as the Blue Tombstone. Unraveling these mysterious etchings and signs and markings in an effort to find the location of the crystal of water, and indeed, eventually they were able to open the way, were granted an audience with Leviathan, and claimed her last remaining crystal. But no sooner had they claimed it than they were set upon by the elemental archfiend of water, Lathulian, who didn't even deign to speak with the party, instead going directly into battle with them. The resulting conflict was challenging and painful to get through, in part due to Lathulian's ability to tamper with the minds of those he fought. But in the end, as has been the case many times, the party was victorious, striking the fiend down and withdrawing from the city with their earnings. They returned to Piera Oasis with the crystal in tow to discover that while they had been busy exploring the island and fighting Lathulian, a force of shadowy water serpents emerged from the blue crystals that have grown up around the city and attacked the settlement and its population without seemingly any rhyme or reason. It is speculated that this was done to generate chaos, which in turn would empower the fiend during its conflict. As soon as Lathulian was defeated, the serpents withdrew. Following this, if I'm recalling correctly, it has been a bit and I slept like shit last night, the party did some shopping? Am I right about that?
Well, we were going to do some shopping in Veteya because the shops in the Oasis were smashed.
Right.
We're stopping in Veteya to do some shopping and repair the little wing, which still has a few scratches.
All right.
Indeed.
Well then, with all that said, I don't remember exactly what we were doing where we last left off.
Well, when your
computer took a massive shite, we were just leaving the Oasis and on our way to Veteya.
Right. Fair enough. Okay. So you guys are heading to Veteya, and that is a flight that will take you from there. Whatever 1/4 of that number is, what's 27 divided by 4? 6 days.
Great.
I'm still on the title screen. Are the rest of you?
So are we?
There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Alright, so, with nothing else for it, unless there's anything else any of you want to do in Piera Oasis before you go?
No.
No, we were just leaving when you had your issues.
Alright. Well, then you all clamber aboard the Little Wing. You get your things, and it's not long before you are casting off and making your way to the north and west towards Ni's home city once again. Having basically gone a complete full fucking circle. That's the thing. You guys have basically gone in a circle twice now.
Yeah.
We went to,
Much faster the second time.
We started in Marasu, and we went to Anomo, went to Enlam, went to Kurzatan, went to Garland, went to Veteya, went back to Marasu, went back...
I mean, we skipped out over all of Lapinia.
Yeah, but still,
did.
in general, you're still just kind of going in loops.
We like loop-de-loops.
Yeah, they're fun. But yes, so it is a 6-day flight, so if there's anything you wish to accomplish en route, whether it be discussions to have or anything else.
I can't think of anything creative, really. How's Mika looking in the after? Like, a couple days into our trip, how's Mika looking in the aftermath of all of it?
A couple days into the flight, so we'll park you about here at the edge of the desert. She seems, go ahead and roll a finesse check for me, actually.
Finesse.
Since we don't have an insight skill in this game.
Critical fail.
Alright, well, I'm re-rolling that. 'Cause
No, you're not.
I can. Yeah,
Oh,
you can.
You're just abusing Twin Soul to do that?
Well, it costs me a destiny point, but yeah, I'm not accepting a critical fail as my first roll of this session. Screw that.
Well, you don't want to
Okay,
be me.
it's 2 points of destiny, by the way.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't use any Destiny back in...
Okay. Sure.
How do you have a critical fail and then turn it into a critical success? How
I
do you
just
do
want to
that?
know where the fuck all the critical successes and fails have been up to this point. It has been a long time since we've had either of those things with any sort of regularity in this fucking campaign. Have you guys noticed that?
Yes, but I just don't
I
like
know. How? And the fact that it's this 666. Holy shit.
Yeah, 6
had one
plus
last
6
time.
plus 6. Ni Ethil's the double
I-
confirmed. That's why she's so OP.
Yes.
I mean, technically, in a way, that's not too inaccurate. He does have somewhat of a demon form, but yeah.
Okay, so here's what happens. Ni, as you're piloting the little wing, you look up, and through the window of the wheelhouse, you can see that Mika is standing at the rail, sort of looking down at the ground passing by, and you can't really get a good read on her from here. So you look over at Thanatos, who's in the wheelhouse with you, and you hold on for a sec, and you step out. But as you're stepping out, your foot kind of catches on the on like the little rim, the little slot that the door slides through, causing you to trip. But as you're falling forward, suddenly your eyes blink, flash green, and suddenly your body moves of its own accord, and you go into this graceful little roll and somersault that lets you sort of come back up to your feet without issue, and you just gracefully and casually lean against the rail, looking towards Mika. As Emma then blinks, and your eyes are back to normal. So from her perspective, you just gracefully fucking just did a beautiful little graceful roll out of the wheelhouse for no fucking reason.
Smooth.
How you doing?
and in your head, Emma's like, "There, saved it for you. You owe me."
Yes, I did.
Mika kind of blinks at you a couple times. Are you all right?
Pretty sure that's the question I meant to be asking you.
And now that critical success comes into play with what you are actually trying to do. So now that you're actually looking at her after that occurrence, she seems to be doing a little better. There's still this sort of grim sort of haze behind her eye that you've kind of learned to start looking out for since Marasu happened. It's still there, but it's doesn't seem to, she seems to be standing more upright. She doesn't seem to be as rigid or as tense as she has been. There's a bit more energy in the way she's carrying herself, and she's standing up a little straighter. Seems she's more focused, less distracted, less distressed, but she isn't free of the tension she's been under. It's just lessened.
I mean, you're looking better. Little.
He looks back over the railing.
Well, I guess I'm just glad that we got something on that front done, you know?
She pulls out the water crystal and looks at it.
If we had lost this one too.
Hey, you promised not to let that happen, and it didn't. Besides, I know a very determined Mikate who, well, when something used to get done that she wants, I wouldn't stand in her way. Especially if it's a book.
Yeah. Makes me kind of want to visit a library. Maybe I will when we're back in Veteya.
Well, you do have a pretty big library there. Free.
I know.
Not sure how long Viltwin's going to be in dry dock. Hopefully not too long.
I mean,
But
she
still,
seems
it's-
to be doing pretty alright.
She looks down at it from her place at the railing.
Still a little scraped up, but otherwise pretty good.
I can already imagine the look on our engineer's face when she comes in all scraped up, as you put it. They like to keep their vessels tidy and not exploded.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, at least the gaping hole's gone. Sid patched that up pretty well.
Good thing. Or they might have had a few words to say.
Right.
Just 4 more to go.
Yeah. Thanks for checking on me.
Anytime. Seeing you as you were, I guess it kind of makes me appreciate when our roles were reversed the last time we were in Veteya.
Yeah.
If you need anything, you know where to find me. Or Thanatos, if you need a punching bag.
You know, it's a funny thing.
She kind of shifts and leans her back against the railing.
I finally toyed with the idea of asking him to spar with me on occasion.
Spar with Thanatos?
Yeah.
Alright, I want to see.
It's not just an idle curiosity, there is a reason.
Oh?
Yeah. He knows how to
What is
handle
that?
his anger a lot better than I do.
Well, I think we helped him get there a little bit.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that he's been carrying it around for, you know, most of his life. I haven't with mine.
Technically.
I don't know. I mean, I already asked him to, you know, pull me back if I start going overboard. I don't know, maybe just... I was just thinking that sparring might be a good outlet or something. Maybe he could lead by example.
Maybe. Though, it never quite struck me as the fighting to relieve stress type.
I mean,
She kind of gives you a little fangy smirk.
he does have a very punchable face, though, so...
I mean, yes, he does. But, come on. There's only so far we can go before that joke is crashing to the ground.
I guess.
Can I hear them from where I am?
Make an awareness check.
Wait, what?
Where are the dice?
Okay, sorry, my keyboard was being a little weird.
Oh yeah, every word. You've heard this entire conversation. You forgot to close the door behind her after her little somersault.
I assume he's partially aware of this and just looks through the screen into the cabin and just smugs him.
Sure, let's go with that.
And he is also smirking back at you.
Oh, I'm sure that's a good sign. Maybe you'll get that opportunity sooner than later, Mika.
Maybe. Right now, though, I kind of just want to relax.
Yeah. Well, we've got a few more days. Oh, things do feel like they're coming to a head a bit, don't they?
I guess.
I've got a lot to think about. After all, we finished this thing. Got our whole lives ahead of us without Diablos, Iran, any of it. Decide what to do with.
Yeah.
And I think I know. Or at least, have an idea. Get some rest. I best get back to the wheelhouse before Thanatos decides to vengeance crash this thing into a mountain.
Yeah. I'll be here.
You feel the ship kind of shift just a slight bit. A little jerk.
Thanatos, I swear to the Bahamut, if you get even another scratch on this thing, as she says as she storms into the cabin.
Well, technically, Ni, I didn't scratch it the first time, nor the second.
Yeah, but I could easily imagine you doing it whether out of malicious intent, or, you know, your usual charm.
Well, what can I say? I'm full of charm.
Yeah, Kara must find some somewhere. Or maybe she just likes hopeless things.
And he just lets go of the wheel before you get over to her. All right, there you go.
Somewhere down below decks, Kyra's wincing like,
Ooh, felt that one, and I don't even know what it was.
this music reminds me of something that hasn't even happened yet.
Oh.
Carry on. I was referencing a video.
Let's see. I got this from here.
Oh, and Ni,
Mm-hmm.
don't worry. I won't hurt your kitty too bad.
Who said it's her I'm worried for?
And he leaves her to it.
All right. Anything else?
Oh. I think that's it so far.
All right. All right. Well then, the remainder of the journey is uneventful. As you're flying your way back to Veteya, you pass over the big river that comes out of the Beauty's Edge Mountains. You briefly skim the edge of the Irvium Badlands, feeling a brief pang of not quite nostalgia, but definitely deja vu looking down at that barren wasteland and what you now know of it, before coming back out into the open, verdant grasslands around Old Veteya. Soon enough, those grasslands blend back into the dense, foliage-infested forests of the Great Veteyan Forest. You pass over where the ranger camp used to be before all that shit was sorted out. And soon enough, the city itself, Veteya, appears up ahead.
Question.
Yes?
The big gate that the quote-unquote dragon collapsed, how's it look?
Repairs are underway, certainly. They're not, like, totally done yet, though, so. Let's see here.
Always good to see home.
Let me see here. Just reminding myself really quickly. Okay, yeah, that was a 6-day trip. Let me just,
Adjust the calendar.
4, yep. And let me, change our weather type. Alright. It's relatively cool by the time you're pulling into the city and being guided towards the one of the castle-based dry docks by a small tugboat. And you're brought in without issue to the familiar sights and sounds of the Veteyan dry dock.
There we go. Alright, let's get off. Give this over to those qualified. Ronia and Skalala should be up in the mountains with my mother, so I think that gives us free reign of the house, aside from my parents. If you want to stay there while it's being done.
Alright. Just grab town music because you guys are now in a town. There it is.
Or we could always ransack your house.
I mean, I'd be more than happy to stick you on the sofa again, but the upstairs area is exclusive to myself and those of value.
Mika's face slowly kind of scrunches up in thought.
So, everyone then.
Those of personal value, and you know I'm talking about you, she boops her. Don't ruin the joke.
Mika just kind of rolls her eyes and boops you right back.
Oh, but it's so fun to ruin your jokes.
Well, this is also quite fun, boops her again. This is a squeaky noise.
Mika pouts at you and starts fingering her book.
You know I have power here, right?
Now you... I'm getting a sense of deja vu. And yet, love compels me. Boops her again.
Mika's going to cast sleep on you. Make an opposed finesse check, please.
12.
Yeah, for some reason it didn't roll.
Roll. Oh yeah. Oh.
Knee drops like a stone.
Worth it.
Mika just rolls her eyes and then looks over to Thanatos.
Care to do the honors?
Well, sure, why not? He throws his knee over his shoulder.
Okay.
Now I'm getting a case of deja vu.
Kyra raises her eyebrow at you.
This happens a lot.
Yeah, it's usually to me though.
Living up in the world.
Claps you on the back.
Now, where's a good place to get a drink around here?
Well,
It is usually me, though, when it comes to romance.
well, yeah. So this is the first time it's her being put to sleep and not Thanatos.
No, it's not. Second time. Last time we were in Veteya, when they were up in her childhood room.
Oh, she didn't cast sleep on you. She used stop. The effect was the same.
Same difference.
The only difference is you were totally aware as you were being hauled off.
So, to answer Kyra's question, I do believe there was a bar, but I can't quite remember, and we just put the local to sleep.
How long does sleep usually last again?
In combat situations, only like 4 rounds. Go ahead and roll me a d6, please. You will be asleep for 30 minutes.
30?
Can one of you wake me up?
Oh, but you look so peaceful.
Mika just rolls her eyes.
I remember where it is. I watched rockets slam into the ceiling there. I'll show you where it is.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Although, am I gonna get in trouble carrying a ranger on my shoulder?
You might do.
like somewhere off in the dry docks, I start hearing a few little murmurs from some of the dockers. Like, what the hell is that guy doing? Is she hurt? Is she hurt? Do we need to get the white mages? What's going on?
Yeah, I would probably wake me up before you start an incident.
Nah, we'll wake you up at the bar.
I can't wait for a couple of rangers to stop him with a slight misunderstanding.
Yeah. Like there is actually like a ranger marching over with this bewildered look as he's looking at the little wing and then over at you. Excuse me.
Yes.
Is that Ni Ethil?
Last I checked.
She alright?
Yeah, she just had a wee bit too much to drink.
Roll an acting check.
Roll an acting.
This is turning into much more of a thing than it needed to be.
Hey, you're the one who mentioned that there might be people watching, and I was like, you know what? I can roll with this.
I asked him to wake me up, and he said no.
He does not seem convinced. His face kind of scrunches up in thought, and he's like, I don't think that sounds right. Then Mika sort of raises a hand.
Yeah, I cast sleep on her. She's fine.
Why?
I'm her girlfriend. I have the excuse.
Now Mika's going to make a negotiation check.
I mean, in this case, Ni would agree with her.
11.
The ranger hesitates for a second. You know what? I'm just gonna believe that. And he turns and walks off.
Oh,
Then Mika just kind of turns and grins at you, Thanatos.
Being a ranger's girlfriend has perks.
And then she just sachets off.
You created a monster.
Kyra just kind of lets out a low whistle. And then,
Remind me never to piss her off.
Oh, you have no idea.
Still worth it.
You shut up. You're asleep.
and she just kind of pats Ni on the backside and keeps moving.
So on to the bar.
Is that where you guys want to go?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
That's just kind of where Kyra wanted to go. If the rest of you have something else you want to do, by all means, go for it.
I have some things I want to do, so I want to be awake, please.
So okay, how about we say we get her house is on the way to it, isn't it?
Well, been a while since I've pulled up one of these. Let's look at the map.
I say Ni's house.
It's just blank right now.
It is blank. Oh, actually, no. I believe it's the 3 right there.
Yeah, Ni's personal house is number 3, down in the southwestern district.
Yeah, I just see the tooltip in the black box, and the map is white. There's no map.
Oh, the image isn't loading?
That's weird.
No.
Let me shift you over to Garlat and then shift you back. Why the hell do I still have the Marasu map in here? I'm never gonna use it again.
Look.
Like that shit's gone. Let me just delete that real quick.
Can you see now, Tom?
Yep, it's just loading.
Now, where's the airship deal?
The airship, it landed in one of several dry docks up in the castle.
So we must go down. So I'd say probably
Spiral Arrow is number 4. Where is number 4?
number 4 is.
It's just down the street from my house.
So yeah, how about we say we make it to Ni's house and she starts waking up?
Yeah, sure. I mean, honestly, she'd probably be waking up as you are passing into that district anyway.
Okay. So say, like, just sit over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's waking up like, get off me.
So what?
She's jumping off of his shoulder.
You know, Ni, from what I remember last time I had to carry you like that, I think you gained a little bit of weight.
Her eyes narrowed rather dangerously.
I'm just saying.
Mika just kind of looks at you, Thanatos.
Or maybe you've just lost muscle mass.
I mean,
It's true, I think you have let yourself go a little.
oh no, isn't that funny? I mean, have you seen me? Just take a look at it.
Yeah, I have. I didn't want to say anything, but I guess that's what happens when the ladies have to carry you wherever you go. Metaphorically speaking.
Kyra rolls her eyes.
Oh, come on. Don't gang up on the poor kid. Besides, it's not like we can really see where he's at when he's wearing all that armor.
Kid! I'm older than them!
I mean, yeah, but
She pats you on the shoulder and whispers into your ear
puppy.
and saunters by.
Yeah, Thanatos, it's not us you need to worry about. For multiple reasons, after all. You're not my type.
Alistair's been remarkably quiet during all this, can I just point out?
Is Darkness even there? There you are.
I know, yeah. Hello?
Hi.
Oh,
Yeah, my mic decided to do a fucky wucky moment. and
Oh,
it
okay,
worked.
so you said you've been trying to participate and we just didn't notice because you were muted?
I mean, I've been trying to figure it out, but even when I was unmuted, I think Discord glitched.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
problem.
I don't know what it
Oh,
is.
well.
But it works anyway now, so I was gonna
I
say.
don't imagine Alistair was there the entire time just trying to speak, but it was just nothing. It was just empty.
He just kept getting talked
Miming.
over by everyone else.
Which I was gonna say, well, he does appear to have a bit of a beer belly now.
Excuse you!
I mean, you do drink a lot. It's gonna build up eventually.
He's going to throw his hands up and just start walking towards the bar.
Alright.
See,
Ah,
Thanatos,
well,
when
we
you
feel I
should know
see.
calling a lady fat is a losing prospect.
He gives you the middle finger over his shoulder.
Love you too, Thanatos.
I love this group
But
so
you-
much.
Put an arm around Mika. Love you more. And still worth it, by the way.
And he just kind of cuddles up to you as you're going. Alright, so you're heading to the Spiral Arrow?
Yep.
Well,
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 stopping
I'm guessing-
outside of my house first.
I was under the impression that we were going to leave me and Mika at the house, and then I guess Thanatos and Kyra are going.
Well, when we arrive at the house... Alright, well... Anyone who just wants some rest, feel free to lunch up in the living room, kitchen. I don't have anything in the house, but there you are. As for myself, I'm going to meet you back here later, but I need to head over to the shops and grab a few things. I believe we're missing a few supplies, potions, a couple of Phoenix Downs. Anything else?
No, I think that's about it.
Let me pull up Mika's character sheet.
Because who used what in the fight?
I think it was mostly Alistair that was using shit. Because
Yeah, Mika just kind of
Alistair-
looks up.
The only thing I'm missing is ethers.
I could use a few more high ethers and
Kyra raises a
high
hand.
potions.
I could probably do with an upgrade to gear myself.
Hi.
First things
Alright.
first, how much skill do we have?
20,000 if I recall.
Well, I just
technically
I just applied what Thanatos bought between sessions, so
yeah, I did already do Kyra's gear between sessions. So now we have just under 7,000.
to throw around.
just under 7,000. All right, that's enough for my purposes. We'll roleplay then just Kara buying her stuff here.
Yeah.
All right. So you need gear. You'd probably want to come with me for that then, for fittings and whatnot.
I guess.
What about the rest of you?
Miko shrugs.
I think I'm just gonna crash here for a little while. I am tired. I'm just gonna take a nap.
And she heads inside.
Have fun with your cat now.
Well,
I suppose one of us should.
In response
That's
to
the
that,
word I'm looking
Thanatos, one second, Alistair. In response to what you said, Thanatos, Mika pokes her head out, scowls, reaches down, picks a rock up off the ground, and yucks it at you before going back inside and closing the door.
Can I try to grab it? Or can I try to catch it?
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
can I try and catch it first?
Uh-oh. Make an athletics check too, and if you beat his, then you grab it.
14.
All right. So.
Beat that elf.
Huh.
I guess we gotta
Roll
do it again.
again.
Fuck. Darn athletic elves. Fuck.
Again!
Again?
This is some weird double shit right here.
Yes! I win!
All right,
Fucking
so,
bastard.
Nee, you try to grab it, but it all happens so quickly, and Thanatos catches it first, like an inch from its face. It's like,
Huh. Nice catch. Oh well, plan B. Is there a pine cone on the ground?
no. There aren't really many trees around right now. You're in the middle of the street, and they're usually kept pretty clean. So no, there's no pine cones around. There's just like a loose
In that
stone on
case-
your front yard, but
In that case, she's going to retrieve that other stone. I'll make do with this one. You just throw stone.
okay. Why do you throw your rock at it?
Why are you using throw stone? You can only do that once a session.
Once a day.
Once a day.
Once a day.
Fuck.
I'm not doing any fun.
Oh.
See, I was just making sure that my alarm's aim was true.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
So now I am stunned, but I don't take any damage because armor.
It ignores armor,
No, I'm not trying to do damage anyway. But
but it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. So yeah, you just a rock just hits you in the side of the head. Dunk. Ah.
You see him just.
Kyra just kind of looks between you all as this is happening and says,
I'm starting to get the feeling that this is a self-fulfilling cycle where you just keep giving him worse and worse brain damage, and that makes him annoy you more and more.
It's another normal day.
He is going to throw his hands up again and just start walking down the street towards the bar.
I suppose one of us should supervise him. So
Gonna
I'm
move on
going along
then.
with him.
I mean, doesn't Kyra need to go with Ni to
"Yeah,
shop?
Kyra's going with me."
yeah. Now, as they're walking away, he goes,
Goes what? You cut out for me. Ah, shit.
Arama.
There we are.
Can you
Hello.
hear?
Now I can hear you.
You can hear all of us?
Now I can.
Alright.
Good.
As they've departed and Kara and Ni are heading towards the merchant district, you just go to Kara. Now you see, there is some method to our madness.
Yeah, I suppose. I'm just still trying to decipher it.
Oh, say you're doing a pretty good job. Besides, I think you've got Thanatos dialed in.
Yeah, maybe.
She kind of walks backwards as you're heading along.
Do you think I'm taking the puppy joke a bit too far, though? I don't even remember how it started, honestly.
One problem with Thanatos, it can be hard to say, because he responds in kind. If you're that worried about it, just ask him.
Fair enough.
We talk shit all the time, that's our way. But when there's reason to show our care, that can be brushed aside in an instant. There's been too much of that, frankly.
It kind of makes me wonder what your dynamic was like when Raka was around. I only had a few short stints with you guys when she was in your group.
More or less the same. But in terms of Rocket, well, she's childlike, adorable, curious about everything,
Puns.
and makes a lot of puns, and did threaten to kick him in the gonads once. That was when he made a joke about sending her to a chocobo breeder.
Oof, oof, no. That would be like threatening to sell me off to a whorehouse.
Plus the threat.
But you know, I have nothing against that line of work, it's just not my thing. I prefer people to work for what's under all this.
And she just kind of gestures to her armor.
Is that what Thanatos is doing? Working.
I mean, for a given definition of working. If nothing else, he's putting in an effort.
Well, he does put an effort when he cares.
Yeah.
That I cannot deny him.
And I've only caught him staring at my chest once, so that's a lot better than some guys.
Oh, girls, but I'm taken.
Kara just kind of shrugs her shoulders.
So what are you getting?
Oh, the potions I mentioned, and well, a couple other bits as well.
Like?
She blushes a bit. Like none of your business.
Thanatos, do me a favor and roll an inquiry check for Kyra. I've decided we're going to use that as a substitute for insight from now on, because that's an actual skill.
Oh. Being interrogated by the Kyra. Well, she's not very encouraged.
She eyes you up and down for a second. Okay.
Well, that was easier than I thought it would be.
If you need help picking out bouquets, though, just let me know.
I'll keep that in mind. Really, that normally comes after what comes next.
Dun, 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 dun.
She kind of scratches at her head.
Didn't realize bouquets are exclusive to that. Whatever.
Well, when it comes to basic gifts, Mika is less of a bouquet and more of a what's the most magically inclusive, informative book you can get her. Maybe a book on maybe a book on bouquets.
You know, I get the impression she'd appreciate that.
Somehow, yeah.
You know, it almost
She is
kind of makes me
quirky.
wish I'd kept that textbook on dragons back from Gaurion.
You and your dragons.
I'm a dragoon, what do you expect? I had to brush up on their lore when I was in training.
You say that as if you weren't excited and giddy to learn more about your obsession.
Why do you think I became a dragoon?
Exactly.
Yeah, and then I figured out how giant the stick up everyone's asses are, and that's why I struck out on my own.
Well, you don't need to worry about that here.
Maybe not. Now let's go buy shit, shall we? This armor is dented and scraped, and this whip, she holds it up, is not doing me any favors right now.
Hey.
Alright.
Well, she's getting the armor shop. Like, alright, so what's all the things we ultimately need potion-wise?
The
2
only-
Phoenix Downs, I remember.
The only thing Mika needs is ethers. She's good on that.
Yeah, does she still have both her Phoenix Downs?
Yeah,
Or
Mika's
use
still
one
good
of
on
her?
Phoenix Downs, yeah. Mika's good on that.
Alice, do you still have any of yours, or just none?
Let's see. I have a Phoenix down. I was thinking perhaps like 1 or 2 high ethers and 1 high potion.
Alright, so Phoenix Down, 2 high ethers, high potion. I'll get 2 more high ethers then for Mika as well. How much does that come to?
Okay, so what is the full list?
Phoenix Down, 4 high ethers, and a high potion.
So 4 high potions or 4 high ethers? You kind of
Ethers.
4 high ethers, 1 high potion. Give me a moment to check prices, and I will get back to you.
Also, do recall that regular potions and ethers are less, and Alistair's Alchemist Steel doubles it, basically, or basically upgrades it to highs.
Pretty much.
Alright, so for 1 Phoenix Down, 4 high ethers, and 1 high potion, that will run the group 1,600 gil.
How about 7,000? That's alright.
Alright.
Yeah, and once she's done that, while Clara's still getting her armor fitted, she's going to next head to Book's shop, searching for a blue magic book, but for more advanced blue magic than the one she gifted Mika originally back in Rasu.
Alright, go ahead and make for me a mercantile check.
Mercantile. That's...
To hunt that
Oh.
down.
That's something
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
just-
anybody has.
Nope. We never actually had to roll before, I'm pretty sure.
Well, thanks to you knowing the layout of this city like the back of your hand, you are able to find what you're looking for with minimal issue. You find this quaint little bookstore up in this district up here in the northwestern one. It's well made, very fancy, yet manages to remain sort of it's very well made, very put together, very fine, but not like in your face about it. It has a sort of, it's like it's humble bragging. Like the architecture itself is a humble brag, I guess you could say. Like,
That's
look at
one
all this,
victory.
like, look at all of this wealth that I am choosing not to show off in your face, kind of thing, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It is a weird paradoxical thing, but yeah. Stepping in, it doesn't take you long perusing the shelves to find the type of book you are looking for. For a a book on blue magic of a higher sort of caliber and rating, we'll say that would run you about 600 gil to get.
Alright.
Which would bring the group down to 47.98.
Alright, and that leaves the rest of the supplies we talked about.
Yep.
So, how much all that lot cost me?
Which things was it again?
You know, picnic supplies.
Ah, okay. We'll go ahead and say for purposes with like a basket, a blanket, and enough food items for 2 people. We'll round that up and say about 200. It's not a whole lot of stuff.
Alright.
So the group is now at 4,598 gil.
And yeah, that's what I needed.
All right.
Oh.
Well then, let's go ahead and cut over to what Thanatos and Alistair are up to. Since those two fucked off to the bar.
Yeah.
Because I'm supervising him.
Supervising.
So, is there
Yes.
anything in particular Thanatos is wanting to do at the bar?
He is walking up to the bar, to the actual counter, and immediately asks for just the whole bottle of whiskey.
The bartender, this tall, sort of elegantly put together Elvon man, raises a brow, like, a whole bottle?
He's a heavy drinker.
I need to take the edge off.
I see. Very well. And he reaches underneath and comes back up a second later with a big old bottle of whiskey. That will be 200 gil.
And he tosses him the gill and immediately just opens the bottle.
Are you just chugging it?
He takes a great big gulp of it right from the bottle.
You
The
madman.
looks at you for a second, gives this quaint little nod, and moves off to another part of the bar with this sort of grim, sort of, I don't want to be here now sort of theme.
So much better.
Yes, you freaked him out. Well done.
And elves are wimps.
And then comes the casual racism.
Probably not wise to say that out loud unless you want your ass to get kicked. And I'm not backing you up.
And takes another swig.
Something's on your mind, isn't it?
The only thing on my mind right at this moment, Alistair, is this bottle.
Sure it is. Totally not someone else, right?
He turns slowly and raises an eyebrow.
Give me that face. You know what I'm on about.
Not the slightest idea what you're on about. Takes another swig.
Oh, come on. You can't miss her. She goes about with a rip. She's in our party. Has you on a leash.
Slowly turns to give you a glare, and you swear you see just a tiny little flash of when his eyes go all dark side.
Ooh. Talk about Lord Spooky. But sorry, I'm afraid you're in line.
Lord
That.
Spooky. Excuse me while I put
Besides-
that to out of context.
Okay. I face it, Thanatos. You may have that interesting other side of you, but that glare's gonna take a lot more than that to scare me. Especially what we faced.
Oh, that's no fun. I've lost my scariness.
There's always things more scary out there. If you know where to find it.
There's always bigger fish.
Mm-hmm.
It's always Was that Caius, or was that just you making a joke in the background?
That was just
That's
me.
a reference.
No, it's just me. Carry on. Ignore me.
Okay.
Ignore me!
Kind of can't do
Fair
that
enough.
if you're the DM, but fair enough. So what's with the 20 questions? So for
I'm just curious, that's all.
you know what they say about curiosity, and then I'm pretty sure me would
curiosity
kill
killed
you.
the cat. But no. Besides, there's nothing to worry about.
Oh,
Sure, it's a new experience for you, but hey, I reckon you do fine.
okay.
The question is, though, when are you going to make it official?
I like how
Not
Alistair
exact.
has just kind of become the marriage counselor of the group.
Yes.
It's not exactly that simple, Alistair.
I don't see how. I mean, for one thing, she's into you just as much as Ni and Mika are into each other's, and look how far they have come.
What makes you say that?
Oh. I'm just assuming, that's all. You're a bit nervous.
Me? Nervous? I could basically be a knight of darkness if I wanted to.
But yet you're no poet.
No, I'll leave that boring shit up to you and the cat.
You and your insults.
It's part of my
You're just gonna
charm.
make it worse than yourself.
Hey, if I didn't make jabs at you guys, would I be Thanatos?
And yet my curiosity grows. Do you do it for little bits of shits and giggles here and there, or do you weirdly find pain amusing?
Well, considering the best of my abilities hurts me in the end, what do you think?
Well, I suppose you got me there. But you don't have to always punish yourself. You need to find other ways to amuse yourself and also keep yourself going, besides the bottle. Don't get me wrong, ever since you and I guess the others have introduced me to alcohol, it's an interesting experience, but I wouldn't exactly rely on it.
If you don't count Caius, this is my oldest friend right here.
Which, that's a question that's been on my mind for a very long time, ever since Caius became a thing. If you get drunk, does Caius get drunk?
You know,
Or-
what an excellent question. Here, let's ask him. He tugs on the cloak. Hey, old man.
In your head, you just hear, use your imagination.
Then what's his answer?
He says he loves it just as much as I do.
The cloak comes
Why
up
do
and
I
slaps
feel
you
like
in
you're
the back
lying?
of the head. The cloak comes up and slaps you in the back of the head.
See?
Yep. I theorized it was a lie. Oh my goodness. You know, despite he is another part of you, I don't know why. I feel like he is a bit more of a... How do I put this? Like a father figure and you're the miscreant of a child that he has to deal with on a daily basis. He's in an edgy phase.
So you do know he's technically me, right?
I'm aware of that. It's just I feel like he's the more mature one, where you're the questionable one.
I'm mature. I can be. He turns in his seat and just kind of points the bottom. I can be mature if I want to. Where's the fun in that?
I like how I'm not even having to make you roll
yes.
force checks to become drunk. You're just gradually slipping into it.
I mean, he's taken the whole. He's probably drank like what? Probably half the bottle by now.
I guess.
Oh yes, any mature person would just go for an entire bottle, spike put on the quest to basically achieve, I suppose, a MacGuffin to stop the great evil.
Well, who knows? Maybe me being drunk will be what saves the world. You ever think of that?
I somehow doubt that.
Illogical, and you're clearly not thinking straight.
I am thinking perfectly straight. Now, why are you growing two heads?
Oh dear. Seriously.
Needs more whiskey. Just takes another swig.
Make a force check for me, please.
Oh, now you make me roll something.
Because now you've designated that you're actively taking a swig. I didn't have a timing thing to go off of before.
A force check. Well, my force is extremely high now, so I'm going to do swimmingly.
You stay awake.
There. See?
Your head is buzzing, though. And the room is
say
fine.
Oh, it's just. This is really good stuff, actually.
Yes, and I think that'd be all you'd be having for literally the rest of the day.
Says who?
Says me, the one making sure you don't get yourself into trouble or destroy your insides.
I destroy my insides anyway. It's my insides.
So, because I'm the
And
healer,
why makes you
there's-
think I get in trouble? I just wanted a drink.
Well, let's see. The influence of alcohol is unpredictable. Not to mention, I do not want you to get into a fight where you accidentally say one of your racial slurs.
I'm not gonna pick a fight with anyone besides elves. Jake's another swig.
Another force check, please.
All I'm saying is I may be the healer, but I'm no necromancer. If you get yourself killed, there's no way you're getting out of.
Okay, so
And
Alistair.
you take another swig.
Okay, so
Come on,
Alistair,
Jeff.
as you are saying those things, you realize that Thanatos isn't really paying attention to you anymore. As he just kind of takes another swig, then he just kind of blinks at you a couple times and just falls over.
And of course, you passed out before you reached the bottom of the bottle. Yep.
He was pretty close.
Seems about right.
He was just at the last, he was like in the last fifth of the bottle. There's not a whole lot left. There's a reason this is a drink you're taking shots. He just chugged the whole fucking bottle, so there's like about a fifth of it left. He's gonna feel that one in the morning.
And just like all the previous attempts you have with your alcohol, you never learned to self-control. Right, I think your little drinking trip is over for the day.
Okay, so is Alistair gonna start carrying him back?
Mm-hmm.
So,
So sorry,
while,
everyone. I think my friend has had enough.
while he's on your
Ellie.
back, you hear him start to mumble in his sleep. Oh, so. Hey, alright. Yes. Let's see.
Well,
Yeah.
seriously, man?
He's dreaming of Kyra.
And I didn't even get to the part where how is he going to present himself? Is he going to do the additional way you offer a ring or try to show off and impress her?
A
I
ring,
asked him when he
Jesus
said-
Christ. They aren't even
Hey.
officially dating yet. Jesus Christ, man, slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ni's
Yeah.
the one that's thinking of the ring, not him.
Just
And,
curiosity.
Kara, you can leave the lift this time.
Okay. All right, so
And I
you're
have to
heading
deal
back
with this
to
a little.
you're heading back to Ni's place, I take it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll say that the groups are reconverging at about the time everyone's coming back to the house. It's been a while, but you come back. Kyra's gotten suited out in some fresh new armor and has got a cool new serrated whip dangling from her belt. And Ni, you see that Thanatos is slung over Alistair's shoulder, and you're pretty sure that those tinkles in the air behind him are little spots of drool that are just kind of falling as he's going.
And unlike myself, didn't even require a sleep spell. Does it himself.
Yep. He knocked himself out this time.
We did kind of gang up on him.
Well, found us in a bar. Usually ends well. Deposited him on the sofa, he can sober up.
Right.
Roger that.
Do you have a fan going or something in your background, Tom?
No.
I asked
There's
because
a lot
I
of
asked,
buzzing in the
I
fingers
asked
from the
because there
mic.
is a very noticeably loud buzzing noise in your background somewhere. Well, not a buzzing,
that's
but
why.
just a general sort of hum sound.
Can you still hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah. My guess is either it's picking up the computer or it's just the mic, because they do have a bit of a buzz sound when they don't have all the equipment. At least that was my problem with the old setup.
It seems to be gone now.
There we are.
I switched back to the Discord app rather than the browser version.
Okay. There
For
we
some
go.
reason, the noise reduction wasn't working
All right.
on the browser version.
All right. So.
It was my fan of my computer.
All right. Well then, is there anything
There
else
you
you
go.
guys wish to accomplish while
It's
you're
always
in
the
Veteya?
fans.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? So you guys think you're pretty much good to...
Well, besides, I'm carrying Mr. Lord Drool here.
All right. All right, so then you want to hunker down for the night and get some rest, I'm assuming, then? Any other interactions you want to have?
Question.
Shoot.
Now he's passed out right now, but can he still puke?
Oh no. If you're puking, I'm dropping you.
I mean, yes, just not voluntarily.
So while while right before they go into the door, can he just trying to puke a little bit on Alice?
And can I basically roll to try to yank him out the door so he doesn't puke in the establishment and me?
Fucking make an accuracy check to puke on Alistair.
Fuck!
Why?
God damn
I
it,
need
man.
the counter. Oh, fuck that! It definitely is.
This is probably the closest to you guys doing murder hobo shit I've ever seen, and it's not even you killing anyone who doesn't deserve it. You're just puking on each other. Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, I just think he drank a lot. He's passed out, and what do drunks tend to do?
I know, but still. Give me a second. I have to submit that out of context. Roll accuracy to puke on the paladin.
Oh no.
So,
All
I
right,
guess it
submitted.
happens.
It has been submitted.
So what happens, Almighty DM?
Okay, let me just check. So you rolled a 17 to hit on your puke. So, you puke on Alistair all over his back. Just blech. There's a big old smear of foul, stinky, kind of like khaki colored, slightly chunky
I look-
duck.
Alisai immediately stops, and there's a slight twitch in his left eye. What he just realized happened.
Wait, is Alistair annoyed?
Is you seriously? You disgusting wrench. And just fucking drops him outside.
Congratulations, Thanatos succeeded in pissing off Alistair, the most mild-mannered bastard in Eno.
I win!
That was your objective?
Yes!
Okay.
Let's go with that.
Okay. Well, Mika is, actually, no, Mika's inside. She's not here for this. Never mind.
Last I checked, she was up in their room asleep.
Yeah? Or
Yes.
she was just up in your room. You don't know if she's
So,
asleep yet.
what is Ni and Kyra's response to this?
Kyra just kind of, her eyes go wide. She's like, that's not healthy.
Probably not. You
Nice.
drag him inside. I'll clean up my watch, I guess.
Unless you want him to puke everywhere, he
Hades,
may have to
Hades
sleep
does
outside.
Hades, does Kyra have an antidote in her inventory?
I don't think so. Let me check. She does not. We never really had to buy antidotes because of Alistair.
So she's just kind of gonna tiptoe over the little smear on the doorstep and head inside.
So wait, they're just leaving me?
Mm-hmm. I certainly am. Be the last time you get it back.
I mean, she's carrying you in after sort of getting what little puke is left on you off, and then she tiptoes over the puke smears. God.
I mean, she just.
This
me
is,
and her just have
this is
it.
the grossest thing we have ever done in this entire campaign.
I know.
Can I also just
I
say?
need a wash. I feel violated.
Can I also just say, Hades, that Ni and Kyra's had an entire conversation where she knew that you were working to get in her good graces, so to speak, and then you did that in front of her.
Well, again, he did drink quite a bit of what usually people take in shots. So I imagine there probably would be some alcohol poisoning in there.
Step 1, get cleaned up. Step 2, keep all alcohol away from Thanatos.
Alright, can we just say that it's cleaned up, he's on the sofa, and move on from this?
Yes,
yeah.
please. I don't want to. I
Definitely.
don't want to do this anymore. I feel dirty.
Same. That was unexpected.
I want to get back to the good stuff.
That's not getting adapted, by the way.
That's not getting attached. Oh, come on! That's one. That's
Good,
so
because I am
funny,
not
though.
animating that.
Aw.
You've already animated someone puking in the game already. But that
And it's
was
a
it makes
shitty
you
ass
feel
animation.
better,
I don't want to have
Hades.
to do a better one.
If it makes you feel better, Hades, maybe instead of that in the game adaptation, maybe, I don't know, you hit me on the back to annoy me or hit me in the head constantly, and then it's just like, nope, had enough.
It's irrelevant. Next day. End this day.
Yes. Yes.
Murder.
Okay.
Okay, so
It's
if
like
there's
poker.
nothing else, and everyone is sitting down, bedding down for sleep for the night. I need to roll something really quick.
Okay.
Okay,
What is that?
so the night passes uneventfully. And you all start to come to, kind of scattered around various points in Ni's household. Thanatos, you wake up feeling like your skull got split open from the inside, and it is very unpleasant.
Ugh.
Yeah, everyone's awake, so the day is yours.
Well, Alisai would probably just walk past him, but not look at him.
Yeah, he is currently has his cloak over his head on the sofa.
Mika comes down a minute later and looks at Thanatos and then turns to Alistair.
What happened to him?
Let's just say Sir Pukes a lot. Overdid it last night.
Puke?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
And she walks over and sort of crouches down next to you.
You okay, Thanatos?
No,
She reaches into her
Alistair,
pack
you
and
might want to poison her.
yeah, actually Mika's already right next to him, and Alistair's like marched out of the room. So Mika reaches into a pack and withdraws one of her antidotes that she's never used all campaign long.
I mean, again, we never needed one because we have Mr. Poisona here.
Well, he ain't doing poison right now, I get the feeling, so she just slides it over to you.
Here, take this. You don't want to stay like that.
Mm.
Are you gonna take it?
He reaches over with his hand and just takes it back under his cloak.
I don't know why I just feel like Alistair is just like crying out in the background, take it or I'm bonking you with the stick.
Go eat some breakfast, Alistair. Stay out of it.
Alright.
You're known for over-imbibing, but that's extreme even for you. You sure you're okay?
Oh, wait, are you talking to Alistair or me?
You,
Plus,
that,
you-
Alistair does not have a
was
reputation of
over-imbibing.
over-imbibing.
I don't even know what that means.
It means drinking too much
Yeah, drunk a lot.
alcohol.
Okay.
You couch potato.
Fine.
Alright. Just take that antidote, and we'll be heading out soon. The engineer should be done with the little wing.
Alright. Alright, so you chug down the antidote, and it takes longer than you're used to, but eventually the effects of the alcohol poisoning begin to wear off. Your headache fades, and you're eventually back to full mental clarity.
He is then going to get off the couch and silently walk outside.
Is it me or is something bothering him?
Probably.
Alright, I'm gonna go talk to him.
Alright. I'll help get our things ready to go.
Alright.
Alright. So you step out
He's
after
following
Thanatos.
up.
Alright.
Alright, I think I've known you long enough to know when something is wrong, so... Oh, still.
You see him just leaning against the side of the house.
Is he answering?
Nope.
Hey. Come on, Thanatos. Just... holding whatever's bothering you up ain't gonna help. No bullshit, no teasing, I just wanna know what's up.
Just trying to clear my head. Okay, it's just
I suggest there's something to clear your head about.
I don't know, it's dumb.
Look who you're talking to, the mistress of angst. Go on, whatever it is, I'm sure it's not that dumb.
I don't know, just
If it helps, I promise not to tell anyone else if you don't want to. Really, it's... you know well enough that pulling the stuff over isn't healthy. Same goes to me.
We've had these talks the other way around before.
He is really just kind of hesitant for a second. Like, do you think Kyra's really interested in me?
Well, we had a small conversation about that yesterday while buying.
He kind of just looks sideways at you.
I believe words were mentioned about how it takes work to, well, get to any level of intimacy with her. I may have made a comment about asking whether that's what you've been doing, and she all but confirmed that, yeah, you have been working your way towards that. She talked about you quite a bit. I'm pretty sure she feels something. She was actually really worried about the whole puppy thing. That nickname she has for you?
He kind of just rolls his eyes. Like, honestly, that doesn't bother me all that much.
Good to hear. She was worried that, well, she might be scaring you off with that whole thing.
Scaring me.
Hey, we all fear something. Hell, my girlfriend terrifies me. Especially given what I'm going to do after the... what's the mountain range called again we're going to?
Eno Watch.
Mountains.
Yeah, after the Eno Watch. I bet you never guess what I've been buying.
I've had a few ideas.
A book, picnic supplies, and... well, plans to propose to my girlfriend and ask her to be my wife.
Well, finally gonna take the leap there, Ni?
The way I see it, we're fighting a god. And if we all die tomorrow, what will I regret in the next life, if I could even comprehend it? And right now, I think that'll be showing just how much she means. And if there is a future for me, I want it to be with her.
I can certainly see a future for you two. She's a talented mage, and very smart. You're a very skilled ranger. Probably move up in the ranks after all this is done.
And you're a fierce warrior with the powers of shadow at your command, with a sarcastic streak. And she also has a rather sarcastic streak while jumping into battle, smirking all the way, smiting anything in her path. Strikes me that the two of you together would be pretty unstoppable.
Yeah, but she's a dragoon. Like, from what I heard, those are like all elite knights with at least somewhat of a...
Ex-dragoon. She left the order because, in her own words, the rest had sticks up their asses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a random poor kid from a shithole town who had to get all of his training from himself.
Do you really think she gives a shit?
I don't know.
Anatas, if we were all to die tomorrow, what would you regret not doing when you had the chance?
I don't know. Just say at least even just giving it a try, I guess.
Take it from a love-struck Ni Ethil. It's worth a try.
He chuckles at that.
I told her the same thing. Just talk. when the opportunity arises. None of the. So I mean, let's just tell her how you feel, upfront, blunt. And either it works out or it doesn't. But either way, you won't go into our ultimate destiny with that uncertainty.
This feels weird. Usually I'm the one. Last I recall, I was the one giving you the encouragement.
Among other things. But seriously. Last night excluded, perhaps? She digs you. And one of you is going to need to take that first step at some point. Because I'm pretty sure she's nervous herself.
I can't really see her nervous about anything. She's so just cool about everything, honestly.
And is that the truth, or is that just because you idolize her?
I admire her skills as a fighter.
Come on, Thanatos. You got this.
Alright. Although, that does bring up one question.
Oh?
Can I expect an invitation for your big day?
Since we're in this serious, blunt, no-nonsense talk... Oh shit, Sherlock. Oh, well, this was what Sherlock is.
No shit, Hildebrand.
Yes, no shit, Hildebrand. Perfect. Yeah. Of course you'd come. You're my best man.
Wait, what?
Oh. I mean, my sisters are up there as well, but frankly, I would die to see them in flower girl costumes.
They're gonna be the bridesmaids?
Because of course they are, because, well, you would love to see Rania. Well, Skalala would love it. Rania would squirm till hell.
Who would be the third bridesmaid?
Fane.
That one would have to be think about, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Of course you'd be the best man. My sisters, I mean, Rania would absolutely want that role, but it'd be the bridesmaids. Father would love it, Rania would not, but that's half the appeal, frankly.
I get that honor above your big sister that you idolize for all your life?
Well, it is best man.
Fair enough.
If you were horses, it could be best mare, but...
See what you did there.
Had to slip that one in.
And
well.
and if all goes well between you and Kyra, I'll make sure she catches the bouquet.
He just kind of looks away for a second. He's like, I was just trying not to fumble on your words too much when you ask.
Trust me, on this, I could not be more certain. Now come on, let's get back to them before they catch us talking and ruin the whole thing.
Alright. And he just kind of follows you in.
Alright. Alright. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Alright.
We're about ready to head back to the Little Wing, see if she's repaired.
Alright. So you gather up your things, you lock up the house, and you make your way back to the castle. It is an uneventful trip. kind of surprised no one is stopping by the Ethil household on the way, but you do you.
We are rather in a hurry, and I'm pretty sure Ni doesn't want another bone-crushing, spine-breaking, just paralyzing-inducing hug.
I was originally planning on inserting that, but with how events have gone,
Yeah,
I've already had the opportunity.
fair enough. It's had a lot more character moments than I was expecting, and I am all here for it.
I like how we had the whole usual piss-taking routine, and we're like, oh, there are moments when we are serious, and cue, 5 minutes later, what do we do?
Character development, I love it. That's why I love this group. It all just feels so natural. All right. Anyways, as you step into the Veteya Castle dry dock, you see that the Little Wing has been given its final little touch-ups and polishes. It is back to full HP. The mechanic who is working on it comes down to ramp as you're approaching, looking over clipboard. Let's see here. Ni Ethil, you're the captain of this vessel, right?
That would be me. Report.
Well, everything's pretty much back up in working order. The fugly patch that you had slapped on there has been taken out, and that entire section of the hull has been replaced. Luckily, this is a standard model, so we had plenty of spare parts of that module lying around. He shifts a page. So it wasn't all that hard to replace, just time-consuming and irritating for the welders. The engines seem to be doing fine.
Remind me, like, how much did we were going to upgrade? How much does upgrading the wing cost?
I think we said it was like 1,000 gil for each, for like the level you're going to multiplied by 1,000 is the gil cost. Like if you want to upgrade the Little Wing to level 11, it would cost 11,000 gil.
Yeah, okay. The Little Wing is currently level 10?
I believe so, yes.
Little Wing is currently level, did it say anywhere? Level 8. So it'll be 9,000, but we don't have that much, so it's relevant.
It would also take time. It wouldn't be like an overnight upgrade. It would take a couple days.
Yeah. Continue.
Yep, the engineer was a page. Let's see, the engines were a little out of alignment, so I had my boys put them back into place. That one was just on the house. By and large, the ship was pretty well tidied up. There were signs of damage that we've pretty much scrubbed out, but you did a pretty good job fixing it. Whoever you had attending this thing knew what they were doing. She's right as rain and good to fly whenever. And by General's orders, the payment for these repairs have come directly out of his account.
Good to know.
Being a ranger has its perks.
Well, that and he says that and you're on a special mission, he says.
Exactly. I'm operating under orders. This is a naval vessel, not privately owned.
Indeed.
And ultimately, it's kept running by taxpayer money.
So it is. Now then, repairs are pretty much complete. You're ready to head out whenever.
Thank you. Well, be sure to make haste.
Very well. He throws a salute and heads off to tend to some other part of the docks.
Alright, that's board her. We have a few days to get to the Inner Wash Mountains. Let's not keep my mother and my sisters waiting.
Let's see here. So, 18... That'll be another 4-day trip to get to the Eno Watch Mountains.
Let's go.
All right, so.
And at one point, you should probably contact dear old mum.
We weren't doing that anymore, if you recall, because Thoron was listening in on them.
Forgot about that.
All right. So, you all hop aboard the Little Wing. You make a few final checks, and after a minute, you take the wheel, and you pull away, and you start to fly north and west towards the Eno Watch Mountains. Your route initially takes you over the familiar-ish stretch of the Seraph Stone Mountains. Give me just a second to make sure that's 4. Yes, okay, that's 4. Right, so, and you look down and you can even spot some of the geographical features that you had been standing amongst when you initially made your journey to find Panara's cave way back when. And some bitter recollections of what happened on those peaks resurface as you're flying, but you're quick to shove them off and focus ahead.
Yeah, it's not the happiest place. It is where Ni had a mental breakdown and he stabbed her dad in the face.
Let's see here. On the second day of your voyage, and give me a second, I need to move up the party for Elizabeth's token. There we go. Alright, so. The second day of travel is largely the same. You just kind of follow along the ridge of the Seraph Stones. Eventually, you spot a large river coming out of one of its eastern slopes, flowing out into the Grand Gateway Bay. And even further up north along the coastline, you can even spot a city along the coastline that you remember as being Acarina. You've never been there, but...
Is it off time?
What?
Wrong spelling.
I know, it sounds similar.
Ah, right. Now, honestly, that was the inspiration, was the word Ocarina.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time.
I just shifted it around so that it was more like Aqua instead of Oka. Anyways, you have officially crossed over into the region controlled by Dirge. You're no longer specifically speaking in Old Veteya. And you can see that there's some airship traffic coming out of Ocarina down there. Nothing particularly...
Still within the Confederacy of New Veteya.
Yeah, they're a collection of states that are in alliance with each other and have sort of a unified government, but they're otherwise self-run.
They're not going to shoot at us, are they?
No, Thanatos, they won't. We're all part of the big, happy Confederacy family, though since I come from the old Imperial capital, there might be some looks.
Ni, if you could go ahead and actually make a lore history check for me, please, and add a +8 because you are a native to this collection, to this region of the world.
+8?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, fuck. Okay, so, Ni, you're actually quite familiar with how things sort of stand between Dirge and the rest of the Confederacy. As things stand and have stood for the centuries since the Confederacy was formed, Dirge has long been in quiet, reclusive circles called the problem child of New Veteya. Because way back in the old days before the Empire fell apart, it was sort of the religious center of the old Empire, back before the gods sort of really revealed themselves and what they were all about and their lack of a desire for worship. And back then, there was a degree of religious tension, and a fair few conflicts driven by religious motivations, holy wars and the like, sprung up out of this region. And a lot of that sort of militarized mindset persisted after the Empire fell. So while Dirge is part of the Confederacy of New Veteya and largely plays nice, there is a lot of sort of underlying tension, and there have been several incidents in the intervening centuries where Dirge came dangerously close to separating due to
Also,
intense
yeah,
disagreements over policy and whatnot.
does the rest of Veteya also have, or Veteya have its own ranger chapters?
The Rangers are more specifically Old Veteyan military unit. Like I said, each of these are kind of independent sort of states that are
I know,
unified
I'm
by...
just wondering whether, like, it's kind of synonymous with Veteya, whether there's any kind of presence of the rangers in the rest of Veteya.
When it comes to Dirge, they probably have something similar, but you know that that's not their staple force like it is in Old Veteya. In Dirge, they have their Templars and their Paladins as their primary fighting force.
Alright, so continuing on from where she was talking about, I mean, they do have some ranger presence, but not nearly as much as the rest of Veteya. Dirge is something of the problem child. As in, they tend to be at odds with the rest of us quite often.
So they still won't shoot at us, right?
No, we are. This is a Veteyan ship. They don't shoot down their own. And Dirge is still part of the Confederacy for the moment. But like I said, Rangers are much more scarce. They are more reliant on their Templars. This was the religious capital of the old empire, so expect a lot of that.
So, do we have any idea where in the Watch Mountains we should start looking?
As we get closer, I might risk getting in contact with my mother just for long enough to get an idea.
Maybe we should have gotten her a book too.
Excuse me?
I mean, the whole book thing is really convenient with Elizabeth and all of them.
Yeah, but we haven't seen her since we lost in Veteya, and that was before we knew Saron was eavesdropping.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but he does bring a good point. There is no reason why we can't try the old book.
Maybe after we get them
Well,
back to Veteya.
Get there. I'll try and get into contact with her when we pass over Malowin, which is Dirge's capital.
All right.
Fair enough, then.
All right, so the next day of your journey passes largely without incident, and soon enough you are leaving the Seraph Stone Mountains behind. You see this great wide open grassland sort of spreading out before you, and it's definitely a lot colder than it is back further south. Temperatures are starting to drop significantly, and about halfway through that day, you actually find yourselves flying headlong into a rainstorm, and it's very, very cold. Pretty much everyone who winds up heading inside to shelter themselves from it. Give me just a second. Okay. Now then. Nothing of interest happens on that day, and on the 5th day, you're able to make the bulk of the rest of the journey, and you briefly pass over Malowin, just visible in the distance, and even from here, this far away, you can tell that that city is built like a cathedral in its own right. It takes what Galerion looks like and puts it to shame in terms of the raw scale of things. You can't make out fine details from here, but you can see large spires, steepled structures, and you think you can see large walkways connecting them high over the streets.
Behold, everyone, the piousness of the old empire.
Kyra just lets out a whistle.
No offense meant, but they kinda had sticks up their asses too.
Why do you think the old empire fell and became the Confederacy?
Because they had a line of insane kings who kept making shit worse and worse for themselves?
With big sticks up their asses, yes.
Fair enough.
Should... Interesting story about all of that. The last king was mad enough. His son was something else. Guess if you believe the tales, a lot of that era has been lost.
Mika looks over at you with a curious expression.
This is new information to me. What have you got?
Well, there's lots of tales of, like, potential Amber influence, which I suppose after everything we've seen is more feasible now than ever. Still, the
Give me just a second
last
here.
prince...
Give me just a second here.
Alright.
All right, go.
I like.
Making this
Still.
boys.
The last prince of Veteya, he was a special sort. His name's been lost to history, but by the end, his birth name was hardly relevant anyway. He was said to be sadistic. to make a god of himself when his rule came about. And part of that obsession went into researching creatures known as the one-winged angels.
Oh no.
Gonna see the canon lore, boys.
I know
Nice.
And I can't speak much of them myself, just aside from what we learnt in school and our own history.
Recognize that song.
They were meant to be graceful but deadly beings. Humanoid, but with a single feathery wing.
Harbingers
No
of
one's
death,
ever-
essentially.
No one could ever claim to have seen one in person, but, you know, legends, tales. There was one in particular that is said to have grabbed the prince's attention. The most powerful of them all, legends and tales, far more vague than the rest. He was even said to have come from another world, but this one-winged angel inspired him. And that's an understatement. He modeled his life after him. His weapon, his clothing, his very existence became a reflection. Of course, then the rebellion happened. The rest of the empire rose against the madness. The king was killed, but the prince, his power, after he had trained himself, I don't even can't explain how, but trained himself to be like the one-winged angels. He was too powerful for anyone. Anything that came close, he just slew. And in the end, of course, the big heroes of light rose up and sealed him away. And if the legend's to be believed, he's still out there somewhere, stewing in his own madness, likely having forgotten his own identity and completely absorbed the one he took on for himself, the one-winged angel. Of course, that is a legend, but
Yeah, legend.
Mika's tail sort of swishes a little bit.
I hope it's just a legend, but a lot of legends have been turning out to be real lately.
and if the part about Amber was true, then honestly I'm more inclined to believe it. Diabolos can make some real messed up things.
It's probably nothing.
You
There's
say
a chill
that.
down my spine, I know that.
Oh, come on. We faced gods and fiends and all that, and this one-winged angel scares you guys?
Look, I'm used to fighting demons now, at least somewhat a demon. But an angel? Cool, I'm out.
We fought a lot of things, but none of them have ever claimed to be from another world. And what kind of being, if it was real, could manage something like that?
No idea.
Plus,
This
if
is
it
Kyra
is
speaking.
But we can be glad that he was sealed away, so... Not our problem.
yeah. I rather just deal with the beings of this universe and not from another.
All right.
Let's let Sleeping Sephiroth lie.
Thought you said the prince's
see
name
what
was
you did
lost to
there.
time.
that was our character.
Ah, okay. Anyways, so, but yeah, the rest of that
I
day,
see what you did there.
the rest of that day passes without incident. Are you still thinking of trying to
Yeah.
contact Panara?
At night, she's going to try.
Okay, go ahead and make me a finesse check to see if you can attain lucidity.
Don't flub it.
Shush. Come on. Ben.
unfortunately, it's been long enough since you've done this that you don't quite have it down the way you did before.
How many more nights do we have till we arrive?
You'll be arriving tomorrow. That being said, as you are sort of asleep and having one dream or another, someone does the work for you. And after a moment, you suddenly become aware and you're in that field of orange stars again.
Good timing.
Second passes,
Martha?
and you look around for a second, and after a moment, you focus your eyes, and you can see her up ahead, kind of fading in as she's walking towards you. Takes her a second, but her eyes eventually focus on you. Oh, good, there you are.
Good thing. I was trying to contact you, but I think that particular muscle needs to.
I felt you getting close, and there's been developments.
I think Tom.
Tom?
Is Tom there? He kind of cut out a little bit.
He did. Tom, you there? If you are, we can't hear you.
Tom.
Bad timing.
Bad timing, Discord. Fuck you.
Heck.
Yes, you Discord.
Tom, 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 Tom.
We just have to wait. Hopefully everything will be fine.
Rudigarn.
Hello.
There you are.
There you are.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had some issues with the home hub disconnecting itself.
Oh, weird. Okay,
Oh.
Just randomly rebooting.
okay, what was the last thing you heard?
What was the last thing you heard from me?
Her muscle and then nothing.
Oh yeah, she was trying to say, oh yeah, I was trying to contact you, but I guess that muscle needs stretching.
Well, I sensed you getting close, and there have been developments that you should be aware of coming in.
Likewise with you. You first.
Panara takes a deep breath.
That's a good start.
Skalala's missing.
What?
We've been searching these mountains for getting close to 3 weeks now. Or, hold on. Yeah, getting close to 3 weeks now. But in that time, we've encountered fierce resistance. Something met us here. It's been attacking us at every turn, throwing twisted creatures of the ice at us.
Fiend?
We think so. At one point, it even attacked us directly, though we couldn't get a good look at it through the snow. And in all the chaos, we were forced to retreat, and when we were able to regroup, Skalala was nowhere to be seen.
Did she leave tracks, signs, anything?
Rania has gone searching several times, but she hasn't been able to find anything, and the creatures that are attacking us are pretty much keeping us pinned down. In one such attack that happened in the night, our airships were disabled, so we can't even head back for reinforcements. We're stranded.
Oh, tell us where you are. We're arriving tomorrow morning.
1 second. She focuses for a moment, and after a second, the field of orange stars around you flickers, and you find yourself at the base of the Eno Watch Mountains. You would estimate maybe 10 or so, a fair few miles to the east of that easternmost river you see flowing southward out of it, sort of looking down. And she points, and one region of the landscape sort of flashes orange. We're right there, in that little valley. We've set up a camp and done our best to fortify it.
Okay, I can land a little wing there.
Land a ways back. Don't land directly in the camp. If those things attack while you're here, they'll try to disable the little wing too. And we can't afford to have another airship disabled. Once you get that crystal, we're
Right,
going to be
right.
relying on you for extraction.
Speaking of...
Extraction.
Something about that funny?
I've just been moving with Ronnie and Skalala so much that their military lingo is starting to rub off on me. I don't like it.
You'll get used to it.
I don't want to get used to it. I'm a mage, not a soldier. But you were saying...
We killed the two more of the fiends. There's only the one you encountered. It's all that's left. We have the second of licensed crystals.
Good. How's Mika doing?
Better. I got the stone.
Alright. Enchanting it will take time, and so I suggest we wait until we're done here for that.
Agreed. To find my sister.
Right. Alright.
Let's not linger here longer than we need to in case we're being spied on.
Bernard looks around for a second, eyes narrowing. I'm not feeling any such presence.
Still, let's not take the chance.
Alright.
See you tomorrow.
Right. Again, land a ways back.
Cut connection.
Alright. And you wake up back in your bed aboard the Little Wing, just as the sun is coming up.
Damn it!
Ni? What is it?
Mika sort of sits up behind you.
My sister's missing.
What?
Skalala! I encountered the ice fiend up there. I don't know where she is.
Oh no.
She'll be fine. She's Ni Ethil, a ranger. She can look after herself. She just got separated, distracted. She'll be fine.
Yeah, she will.
I'm getting into the hell. Getting us there as fast as we can.
Alright.
Mika quickly gets up and goes to get herself equipped. Alright. Anything else you guys wish to do? En route? Any further conversations you want to have?
Nope. Full speed.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Alright, so it isn't exactly a pleasant day. It is once again rainy as you're coming in. But it's about halfway through the day, getting on towards about, you'd say, noon, little after, that you finally bring the Little Wing down in a clearing, maybe an hour's walk away from the encampment. You could see it in the air as you were making your descent. It's lightly forested here at the base of the mountains with these little copses of trees scattered here and there, and these are evergreens. They do well in the wintertime, which, as you understand it, are particularly fierce up in this region. And before long, you're gathering your things and setting out, I take it?
Yeah, and Ni has a particular urgency about her.
And everyone notices. Like, this is obvious. Everyone notices that Ni is tense and very urgent to get a move on.
Ni, where's the fire?
I'm gonna bring the fire to hurt her.
That's what? What happened?
The ice fiend's up there. Sister's missing.
Wait, which one?
Lala.
Ah, shit.
Oh.
Come on.
He grabs her by the shoulder. He will find her.
Damn right we will.
She's strong. She'll be fine. Let's go.
All right.
Well, at least we know where the fiend is.
Last
And he just made the biggest mistake of its existence.
Kyra sort of cracks her knuckles.
Easier for us to track him down when we know where he is.
Yeah,
Yep.
let's go melt the bastard.
Here, here.
She sort of knocks like the back of her fist against yours as she heads down the ramp.
Me is preemptively loading her arrows with a fire enchantment.
Fair enough. Okay.
Lead the way, O fearless leader. We follow you wherever you go.
All right. So you make your
Counts
way
this
north.
way.
You make your way northward, power walking through the relatively thin woods for the next hour, tramping through shrubbery and tall grass as you're going. It is noticeably quiet, even, it's not like a heavy downpour of rain you guys have going on, but it is, it's a light drizzle, and it's rendered the wildlife around you relatively quiet. The birds are keeping to themselves, huddled in their trees. They aren't singing their songs. And the wind that's occasionally blowing through from down up in the mountains is chilly, cold, and whistles ominously between the trees as it passes. Before long, you
Good thing
come
I'm
out
used
of...
to cold.
Go on.
I was gonna say it's a good thing I'm used to cold weather. How many times I climbed a mountain. But something tells me it's not exactly normal weather.
Well, if an ice crystal's up there, it probably has really strong blizzards. And a lot of that wind will get carried down here.
Yep. I ain't lying, even with this thick clothing on, I feel a slight chill. But I guess we press on
Crystal
forward.
darkness as well.
Yeah, so things are hectic around it. Anyways, you press on for a short while longer, and after a bit, you come around a small little bend in the terrain, a little lip of jutting up stone, the beginnings of the foothills. And just up ahead, nestled between a few rises in the terrain, with a lot of the grass sort of dying around it and giving way to raw stone and dirt, lots of gray, you see a well-entrenched and heavily fortified Veteyan ranger encampment. And off to the side, a ways from the bulk of the encampment, you can see the partially shredded remains of an airship that you recognize as being a troop transport.
Wow.
Like, the bulk of the structure is still there, but you can tell that, like, its engines have been torn apart, and a big gaping hole in the side of the hull leads you to see that its magicite core has been ripped piece by something. It's largely intact, but what has been damaged has rendered it utterly inoperable. The attacks were focused and precise.
This thing is smarter than the others.
I don't care how smart it is, it's going to pay.
Right.
We beat the others, we can beat this one.
As you're approaching the southern edge of the camp, you can see that there are some fortified barricades set up with a couple of really jittery, nervous, and exhausted-looking rangers guarding them. And you also see, standing between them, sort of anxiously shifting her weight around, Panara, hood down.
Mother.
Oh, there you are. Did you make the trip all right?
Yeah, we stopped off in Veteya to get some repairs, but alright.
Probably a good idea. Rania's in the command tent right now.
Take me there.
All right. She nods and leads you over to the largest of the tents, and you poke your head inside, and it's pretty much the same as the one that was down south of Veteya back when you were dealing with the Gabranth situation. You can see a map splayed out in the middle. There is no second bed this time, just the normal one. And Rania looks up as you enter, and you can see this deep-seated tension in her face. Her brow is furrowed. There are these dark rings under her eyes. Her lips are corked down into this intense frown as she was looking over a map on her table. The second she sees the group, though, her expression lightens considerably. And
Sister,
she doesn't waste time with words. She initially just comes around the table and quickly just snatches you up into a hug.
She, after a moment of surprise, she returns it wholeheartedly.
It's good to see you, kiddo.
She's
It's not been good here.
Skalala, is anything?
She sets you back down and glares down at the map.
Nope, not a damn thing.
She has to be somewhere.
I have no idea where. The blizzard that's constantly raging in the mountains has covered up whatever marks were left by our last fight, so I can't even look for clues. If there were footprints or drag marks, they're long gone by now. But I can't even get that far because this damn fiend keeps sending twisted mountain life after us. Just last
Where are they
time,
coming from? Do you have any clues as to where the crystal is?
we didn't find the crystal itself, no. We found what we thought might have been a rise leading up to it, but we couldn't follow it before we were attacked directly by the fiend itself, or at least we assume it was the fiend. The fucker was clever. Limited visibility with a thick cloud of, snow. Couldn't see more than 5 feet. I can tell you this, though, he's not that big.
He's not.
Oh,
No,
I
he's
see.
not.
shifty little shit.
The water fiend was the size of a building.
Oh, well. This guy is maybe a little taller than I am.
Really?
Maybe smaller, but definitely a shifty little shit.
He's clever,
That's
I'll
so-
give him that, and he's fast.
Huh.
When he brought in that thick veil of smoke, he was darting in and out like a mosquito. He'd hit us quick, dart back out. He was weaving between us like the seamstress making her next big thing. This thread
So
and
in
the
other
needle
words-
everywhere.
So like a one and hit tactic.
Hit
Great.
and run.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Hit and run, rapid succession.
That's weird. All the fiends we've encountered so far have been large, mostly magical-based creatures. The fire fiend was basically a headless phoenix.
I'm sure this fiend would argue that's why its siblings are dead.
Perhaps. That doesn't mean that it's not.
They've all had
just
a
as
different
powerful.
approach.
Mika notes.
The rock fiend wasn't interested in fighting us, he was just interested in the crystal. But, we wanted the crystal too, so we naturally came to blows. The fire fiend was trying to destroy the crystal and was manipulating its scenario around it to its advantage. Blending in and being more subtle about things until it knew where its target was, or thought it knew. The water fiend just barreled through anything in its way.
I assume that this fiend knows where the crystal is, but its own natural defenses thus are kept out, so it's just trying to keep the rangers from getting close.
True. It's obvious it hasn't been able to get to the crystal, or it would have destroyed it already.
Yeah,
We
if
just-
the crystal was damaged or destroyed, none of you would be here to tell us about it.
We would have noticed, definitely. It's a crystal of darkness. I can only assume that the devastation would have rivaled what happened to Marasu, except ice-based. I'm imagining avalanches that would reach down for miles and miles past the mountain's base.
True. Where did you first encounter the fiend, Rania?
Rania points out a spot.
About a day's travel up the slopes.
That's the path you think leads to the crystal?
You think? It's very rocky terrain, so it was slow going, and the steeps were sloped and the paths winding. If it were open flatland, it would only be like a third of a day. Maybe
Now,
less.
if I was Galala, split up from everyone else in a fight, Fiend and company behind, either side and in front of her, where else is she going to go? But to do her job.
You think she went ahead to try and find the crystal herself?
Either that, or if the fiend has her.
Well, I can think of either two things. Either she's holed up somewhere in shelter in the storm, or the fiend might be trying to use her as a hostage.
Either the fiend has her, or she progressed by herself. Either way, she's further up that slope.
Don't worry, Ni, we will find her.
That means going to the slope ourselves.
Yes, it seems like that's the most logical thing. Sending all the rangers again is just going to get some of them killed.
We've already lost a lot of good men. We brought in an entire scouting force in that troop carrier.
Ronnie sort of juts her head towards the downed airship.
We had like 20 people so we could scout the mountains more quickly. We have 5 now.
That's what I was afraid of. These fiends are powerful. I was hoping we'd get here before this thing found it.
Interestingly enough, most of those casualties haven't been because of the fiend. We only lost 2 because of him.
Well, what else is getting you? The cold?
No. The monsters he's been sending down the mountains to keep us pinned. The ones that wrecked the airship. The fiend isn't attacking us himself. But we've been getting hounded by monsters every few nights for the last couple weeks since this all happened.
The last fiend was similar. It kept spawning creatures like water serpents to attack the oasis so long as it itself lived.
The problem with that, Panara pipes up, is these are native creatures of the mountains. The most common ones he sends against us are called ice draconas. I've done some research on them. They're territorial carnivores. Keep to the air. Bear slight resemblance to dragons, though they don't actually have any relation to those divine beings. They're just wild animals that he's controlling and repurposing, probably due to his connection to the ice along with theirs.
Still, Ni does make a good point. Why is this fiend not just attacking you itself?
My guess
I would assume
is trying to find the crystal itself, and keeping itself hidden so it doesn't tip its hand.
Or if it knows where the crystal is, trying to gain access to it.
I mean, it's been here for at least as long as you guys have been. So, whatever, either it's biding its time, or whatever is protecting the crystal is giving it a lot more trouble.
Either way, my team needs to get up that mountain. It's the only way forward.
Right.
Marnia pulls back a bit.
The rest of us should probably stay here while you're doing that and make sure we don't get any surprises heading for your ship. If we can find that crystal, we're gonna be relying on you for extraction.
I already said that.
Right.
That is true. We lose the little wing, we're stuck here.
If you think you're going to be overwhelmed, take the little wing and go. Come back for us when we have the crystal.
Rania's expression immediately hardens and she sort of grabs you by the arm.
I've already lost one sister up here. I'm not leaving behind the other. Got it?
Sister, you need to think of the rest of your men. I saw them on the way. They're battered, cold, bruised. Even if you stay yourself, you can't ask them to stay here. Not if they're all going to be overwhelmed.
We do understand your concern, but don't worry. We'll look after Ni. We promise.
If we have
Just
to fall
think of your
back,
men.
if we have to fall back and take the Little Wing, I'll take them as far as Malowin, but then I'm coming straight back. Are we clear on that?
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Good.
Uh,
Do you have everything you need for your ascent?
Any other wildlife we can expect?
Panara pipes up. There have only been a few types that have been coming down the mountains, largely the big carnivorous predators, but there are other types of creatures that inhabit these mountains. I've done my research. The most notable varieties that I'm aware of is, though exceptionally rare, there are ice behemoths in the highest peaks. Though generally speaking, if you stay out of their territory, they should leave you be. More concerning, though, and she looks at you, Ni, there are the Icicle Spiders.
Our eyes twitches slightly, not as much as it might have once have, but still twitches.
It's fine, Nee.
Rania crosses her
It'll
arms.
be okay.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're called spiders, but they act more like an ant colony.
Whatever they are, doesn't matter.
Yes, but we must be careful. That means to be well coordinated in their attacks.
And they travel in enormous groups, sometimes literally hundreds in number.
Go careful.
Noted.
Stay out of their way if we can.
Yeah, we'll try to stay out of anything's way.
Hmm.
So,
After all, the main objectives are to attain the crystal and save Ni's sister.
All right. Then is
We'll
there
head
anything
out.
else?
We'll head out immediately. We're all supplied. We made sure to stock up with Veteya. Just, Rania, forgive the insubordination, Commander, but keep your ass alive while we're up there.
Hey, when it comes to the crystal shit, I'm pretty much counting you as being in command of that front. I mean, hey, you're the ones carrying how many of the damn things now?
quite a few.
Hold on.
I think you have like 5.
1, 2, 3,
5.
4. Yeah. 5, and we have 1 in reserve.
Yeah, technically we have 4.
We have 5. We actually have 6 we've dealt with. We have 5 on us. 6 is Ifrit's.
Yeah. Ifrit's in transit. Mika has, her 1, and then there's
Technically 2, but they merged.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Ni's wind and your lightning.
We've got 2 gods on our sides now. We can deal with it.
All right.
Still, I'm still at a lowly corporal for the time being. If I don't get promoted after all of this, I'm writing some very passive-aggressive letters.
Oh, so am I. But we can talk about that later. For now, you should probably get a move on. I'll go talk to the men and...
Before Rania can continue, you suddenly hear the blaring of a horn outside that Ni, you immediately recognize as the indication of hostile forces approaching.
Ah, shit.
They
Guess we
couldn't
start
wait.
now.
I couldn't wait for 10 minutes.
Well, the fiends tend to know when we're around, so maybe it knows we're here.
I guess.
Come on.
Ugh.
And you all quickly step outside, and one ranger immediately comes running up to all of you, his face kind of a haggard. Commander! He then points back. Dracona's coming in! Lots of them!
How many?
I didn't get a chance to count. A lot?
Ah, shit. Is everyone in position?
Commander,
As we can be.
Commander, you should keep your men back. We can handle the brunt of the fighting. We aren't as haggard.
Right, okay.
She nods to the soldier.
Get the others and get back a ways. Provide support if you can, but otherwise stay out of it. You guys are too battered. I'll handle this.
I would also recommend sending a group down to the Little Wing in case these guys are trying to sneak around.
You know what? That's a fair point.
Rania turns to the scout there.
Find one of our scouts. Send them down to the Little Wing. It's about a mile to the south, I think. Make sure it's safe. If they find anything, they are not to engage, though.
Right. He throws a salute and goes running by. And already, not far away, you can hear this strange sound approaching. Sort of
I just
distant.
say, smart thinking, Thanatos. We don't want them to flank us.
Like I
Talk later.
said,
Let's get into position.
Indeed.
moving up.
All right. So, you
I'm
all
not going to wait
quickly...
for us to compliment and kiss each other's asses.
All right, so I real quickly, give me just a second here while I do something.
Make us a little battle map.
I've already got a battle map made for this. go ahead and position yourselves where you want. For some reason, Kyra was put to the GM layer. That is not what I want.
You got Arcus for the 4 rangers that are still with us?
We're saying they're a ways back. Like Ronnie straight up told them, hold back, only provide support if necessary. So I'll deal with them if shit gets dire, but otherwise for now they're gonna hang back. So position yourselves where you want to be.
Which area is
do
the
that.
front that they're coming from? Is it up here?
Yeah, they're coming from up there.
Actually taking a position behind one of the barricades. Crossbow at the ready.
All right, Thanatos is just going straight up front along with Kyra. All right.
I say the 2 melees that also have most of the fire attacks, so they.
Yep. As for me, I'm going to.
Banara is going to take up a position next to Ni.
Let's see.
So,
I mean, as much as
as Panara takes position next to her, so you thought it felt too military before?
All right. And Rania
also,
will
sorry, go on.
Rania will also be at these southern barricades down here with her weapon and bow mode. And a few seconds
Okay.
pass as you're looking ahead.
I think Alistair had something he wanted to say.
Oh, yes, Alistair, what is it?
Yeah, just to point out, I can only cover one. For some reason, it says I'm covering Thanatos and Mika.
Oh, no, that's not right. Let me get rid of those.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's
you're
look
not
at Mika at the
you're not
moment.
technically covering anyone right now.
All right then.
Cover Mika. She is
I will
providing
do,
support.
but at the moment, apparently not.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Now, give me just a second. I'm getting something taken care of. All
We
right.
shall hold the battle line.
All right. And a couple
Shall hold
more,
the line.
a few more minutes pass as you can hear this ominous sound drawing closer. The sort of, it sounds like the shifting of scales and this sort of hissing, snarling, very deep, very guttural kind of. I'm not sure to having hard time finding the words to describe it, but it's very threatening sounding as it's drawing closer. And then coming
Okay,
down
yeah,
from the
melody.
slopes up ahead, bounding over a rock, you see a very large creature, a long, blue-scaled serpentine body with these purple spines running down the back, its mouth wide open with fangs like that of a snake, eyes pure white. These surprisingly small feathered wings, 4 of them, scattered along its long snake-like back, short purple-scaled claws reaching down from its body in different points. It's almost like an eastern dragon in its general shape, and on the end of its long whip-like tail you see a little tuft of purple-ish fur. And then you see another coming out from behind that same rock, and then another, until there are 5 of the things barreling towards you, mouths wide and dripping with saliva. And after a second, the first ones are upon you. And I'm just going to go ahead and make all of them visible really quick. Give me just a second.
Alright. Big bastards.
All right.
5 versus 7.
I'm going
this.
to open up with the barrage.
All right.
And all my arrows are currently fire tipped because I did that well in advance.
All right.
Burn them, Ni! Burn them all!
So 15 to hit. Yep, that hits.
Three damage. At base. What does fire do?
Give me a second. All right, so in total, that is 128 damage to all of them.
So they take 50% more.
They take double.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misheard you.
Yeah. 'Cause, you subtract the armor before you do the multiplication.
Yes, double from fire, so Thanatos. How about you?
How that be? Also, did you level up Panara? Or like, what level is she?
Yeah, I leveled Panara up.
What level's Rania right now? She was.
Rania's
9.
level has held. She is still level 9.
She was.
And what's
Hey,
Panara?
Panara has advanced to level 11. She's been keeping up her magic practice and getting caught up on where she used to be before she was imprisoned.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
been playing
Last time
catch up
Ni
this
saw
whole time.
Yeah, last time Ni saw Rania was still more powerful than me, technically. Now Ni is 2 levels above her.
Okay.
All right, so that was Ni's opening salvo.
Time for Thanatos to have fun.
Time for Thanatos and Kyra to do their shtick.
Burn, baby, burn. Viraga time. And Viraga is a group spell, so it hits all of them. Power times 6. 2d6. Power for Thanatos is 17. So 2d6 plus.
Oh wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry. I subtracted the wrong armor when doing the damage for Ni's barrage. I'm sorry. I need to redo that really quick. I subtracted their magic armor instead of their physical armor. Give me a second. That was my bad.
You're bad.
Yeah, I was reading the wrong number. It's fire elemental, but it is still a melee attack, so it should use their physical armor. Or physical attack. So let me do that again. Sorry, give me a second.
It's okay.
Okay, so the damage was 90 something. It was 93. Okay.
Question.
Yes.
These things, I know Panara said they're not technically dragons, but do they still have the dragon, like, trait?
Yes, they are still technically dragon type enemies, but they are not related lore-wise to actual dragons. Okay, so redoing the math. Their armor score, their physical armor score, you realize is really high, as that only did 74 damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's 56, their physical armor.
Wow. Well, that's a good thing I'm using magic then. Speaking of magic, Skadoosh. And that's Viraga, that hits all of them.
All right. So 160 points of damage across the board. Jesus.
Yep. Now, Alistair, what shall you do?
Well, let's see. But after this, I will be briefly absent, but I will be quick.
Okay.
Whoever wants me to do something. But before that, so obvious, I'm going to cover Mika.
Okay.
Cover the Mika.
And the next step, I guess, because I'm going to be holding my ground by her, I'm probably going to shoot deer at one of them.
All right, pick one.
I'm going to shoot the one that's on this side. I don't mind if this one comes after me. If I shoot this one, it weakens it. Unless Mika wants to hit that one.
Well, we'll see what Mika does after you do yours. Though with her...
So I suppose it would be wise, actually, I would shoot this one.
All right.
If not so.
Just so they don't flank us.
I don't think these aren't fiends, though. I don't know if D is going to do a whole lot.
They are not.
Eh,
No.
I don't think wind will do much against them, to be honest.
They count as aerial dragon types.
Exactly, so they're pretty much naturals when it comes to wind and air, so yeah.
Ariel, you say?
Yes. Aerial and dragon.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
But anyway, alright, dear, that's twice my power. I definitely need a stronger Dia spell or something.
I mean,
Level 12, you'll get to pick a new spell if you want to pick something that attacks.
I have got enough heal, I think.
yeah. So the upgraded Dia is Dialga for the next superior spell.
I like the sound of it. Anyway, roll that dice.
34.
34.
And it's shooting at this one here. On my side.
All right. 34. Okay, so you fire off the bolt from the tip of your staff. The pearl of light flies out and strikes against the Dracona's face as the flames from Thanatos' fire spell fade, and it just kind of shakes its head and keeps plowing forward. Its magic armor, its magic armor is 29, so that did 5 points of damage.
Okay, so yeah, maybe you at least should try Aora. But we'll see.
It's a hefty price, but
Okay, I think
Alright,
that's...
next will be Kyra.
Yep.
And she will be using a slow action to initiate Ancient Circle.
Okay, Kyra's turn is occupied. And Mika.
2 2s. I'm triple for 2.
Let's see here. Mika, looking around at what's going on, is going to grunt in irritation. Let's see here.
Her main spell is pretty much useless against these things. Well, it's
Yeah,
Comet.
like Comet has pretty much been worn out at this point. She can't really use it effectively anymore because everything's magic armor is too high. So instead, what she's going to do is she is going to flash her new sword into her new tome into sword mode, and it's this gnarled barnacle-covered thing dripping faintly with ink. And let's see here, she is going to actually rush forward to join the front lines.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have any spells that are effective in this scenario, so she is going to make a melee attack against the Dracona in front of her.
Atta girl.
And she misses.
She's a little out of practice.
Yeah. So she comes forward and strikes at it, but its body twists and coils around her strikes like this incredibly unorthodox, like a ribbon at the end of a stick almost. Just shifts effortlessly around her strikes. And it does not counterattack. It does not.
And they all have counterattack.
Yeah.
Melee counter.
25% chance to be specific.
All right.
All right.
Next, I believe, is Panara and Rania.
Yep, Panara is going to...
Does she have Faraga?
She does. But for the moment, she is going to cast Fire Spikes on Mika.
Ah. Elemental Spikes.
It won't do a whole lot of damage, but...
It might keep them at bay for a bit.
Yep, so Mika will have that, and that spell costs 9 MP, so Panara is doing pretty good on that front.
She's got more MP than
She's
Mika
a
does.
she's a black mage. That's her whole shtick.
Also,
Go for it.
Zavara has been a long time, so more experience.
Yep. All right. Now, Rania.
Shoot them!
Let's see here.
Does she have the elemental arrow ability?
She does not.
How dare.
But
Does she have barrage?
She does. Rania is going to use Barrage. So let's see here. So that is... a 13, which does indeed hit all of them. Her weapon is tier 4. And it's currently in Dex mode.
Pew, 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 pew.
So 62.
How much did you say their physical armor was?
Hi. Give me a second.
Her attack doesn't do anything, does it?
It does something. It's not nearly as much as she would like. A flurry of arrows goes shooting past you all on the front lines to strike against the Draconas charging you, but they don't seem all that perturbed as the arrows largely, they leave marks, but they don't really dig very deep into the skin, and the Draconas just sort of hiss and snarl in irritation, and Ni, you can hear Rania swearing under her breath.
God damn it, stupid arrows.
Don't worry, Kyra will help out next round.
Well, that's everyone, so it's on to the
Yep.
Draconas.
Oh dear.
So, this Dracona in front,
Oh, there's 3 in front. Which one?
the first one, the one closest in front.
Okay.
Hmm.
What shall it be doing?
It is going to glare down at Mika, and it is going to use Hard Snap, a melee attack.
Well, then it's going to take damage from elemental spikes.
Yep.
That's Alistair, who's covering.
All right. Well, first of all, let me double check and see if that even hits Mika. It does, because avoidance is 6. So either way, Mika sort of takes a step back as the Dracona's lunging forward, and Alistair quickly moves to put himself in between. So let's see here, the damage on that.
How much damage does Alistair take?
And now let's subtract Mika's armor from that, which will be 25. So Alistair will take 118 points of damage as this thing just chonks into him.
Ooh.
That is not the
These
number I
things.
wanted.
I was about to say that he lost all of his health from that.
That's better. All right,
And
so
the elemental spikes.
elemental spikes. I need to remind myself of the damage output of them.
Res times 1.
So Panara's res, I'm assuming.
I would assume so. She's the one that cast the spell.
Panara's res is 7.
So that's 7 points of fire damage, which is doubled.
To 14.
Not a whole lot, but it does something.
Yep. So, yep. As the Dracona is looming over Mika, it opens its mouth wide and snaps forward, but Alistair quickly jumps in the way, takes the brunt of it, and there's this spark of flames that dances from Mika's body in front of him to sort of slap into the Dracona's face, causing it to withdraw with a snarl. Let's see here.
Okay.
This one here, next to Kyra.
He's going to try and bite at Kyra, I imagine.
Let's see here. It's actually going to initiate a slow action to cast a spell.
Okay.
Because I keep forgetting that things that don't have arcane weapons have to do that, so this Dracona up here is initiating a slow action. We will get to that when it's back to its turn.
And what about the others?
This one here is going to fly over the barricade next to you, Thanatos, and is going to make a... it's going to sort of coil up a bit, like a spring, and then woof, quickly unravel and attack basically everyone in a cone in front of it with a frozen wave.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I assume that hits everyone in the line there.
I imagine yes.
Alrighty.
One who has the highest avoidance is over there.
Alright, so let's take a minute to work through the damage output here. So, Thanatos, you wear heavy armor, yes?
Yes. So that's 15. Magic, which I'm assuming is magic armor.
Yeah, it's magic armor damage. So Thanatos takes 98.
Ow.
Let's see here. Mika would take 88, but Alistair is still covering her, so he takes it, and then we'll need to get back to him once darkness is back.
Alistair's is 46, I believe.
So Alistair will take an additional 67.
Wow, he's taking a beating. Might need to be doing some healing.
I mean, that Dracona still takes 14 damage from fire spikes either way, and Kyra.
And Kyra's is 25 now.
So she takes 88.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay, you can do it.
So, this frozen wave goes over that entire group, and Alistair definitely takes the worst of it as he tries to take the brunt of it from Mika. Let's see here.
That doesn't do a knockback or anything, right?
No knockback. It's just
Okay.
it's just a damage to all enemies in front of the Dracona.
Okay. So Kyra's action is still going. Good.
Yep, let's see here. And this Dracona is going to slither around there, and it is going to snap at one Ni Ethil.
Yeah.
Now listen here, you little shit.
You already
That's
took one of her sisters. Does that... Please tell me she has high avoidance.
That she does. And you know what? All things considered, I'm going to go ahead and give Tom the ability to see Rania's information, if you so want. If you want to make suggestions for how she behaves in battle, you can now see all of her stats. All right, so
Where is her stat block?
you would need to click on her token and then push the gear icon, and that will open up... Oh, no, hold on. That's all in GM notes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't click on a token.
Okay, give me a second. I'll just create a handout. All right, Tom, you should be able to work with that.
Alright.
But as it is, Rania manages to dodge the snapping jaws of the Dracona, sort of jumping back. Ugh. Let's see here. So,
And I think that just leaves this one.
yep, that one. That one is going to move over there. And then it's going to use its second move, use its full turn to sort of rapidly slither around back behind Ni and Panara.
Oh dear.
All right. It is back to the party. Kyra's slow action goes off.
Yes, Ancient Circle now. Everybody's weapon has Dragon Killer.
Neat.
So double damage against dragon type enemies, yes?
Yes.
Good to know. All right.
Alright. Well,
Nee, would you like to take advantage of that?
yes. Gonna move over here, so she's still in front of this one. It's Manara, but she's gonna aim at this one. That's attacking her sister. So,
Will we be doing just the bow, or the bow and the knife?
oh, I'm gonna shoot one and then stab the other.
Okay.
All right. $14 hits.
Sure.
As it's still fire, right?
Yep, so that was one.
Yeah, and I'm also using disabling shot on that one.
All right. Which type of disabling shot?
Hold on a second. My sheet up. I'm about to use. Yes, I'm gonna lower its accuracy, so it can't get as good a hitting.
All right.
So 90 times 4?
This is subtract the armor first. So it comes out to give me a second. Comes out to a total of 136 damage as you shoot that one.
Yep, and then stabbing the second one. We'll just have Dragon Killer. Plus the lightning, if that has any effect.
All right. 16 hits. Roll damage.
Um, 36 now.
Just realized the music is on loop. Hold on while I undo that so it can cycle through other tracks.
86.
All right, so 120 damage to that one as you realize they also take extra damage from lightning.
They take double from lightning. too.
Yep, lightning and fire. They don't like those. So, after that one
Jeez.
sort of... All right, so this one sort of slips around behind you, and you're like, ah, shit! You sort of do this quick little jump that puts you next to, behind Panara as she's spinning. You quickly fire off a shot at the Dracona that's menacing Rania, and as you fire off that shot, you reverse your grip on your dagger and thrust it backwards behind you without looking after taking your shot, and you feel it connecting with hard scale, and there's a as lightning bounces off, and the Draconas both roar as the strikes strike home, doing plenty of damage.
8.
All right, that's knees go. Thanatos, what you up to?
I'm a burning them.
Fight Furaga again?
Firaga again. Because why not?
All right.
Now, what was that number again? 102. More burning.
All right. That is 160 damage to the lot of them.
You know, I'm looking at Rania's stats, and the fact that she has a drop signified concerns me.
If she ever wound up going down and dying, I would let you take that money as like an inheritance.
It's 15,000.
Okay, so how are they all looking after two big attacks?
All right, so after Ni's little thing, more fire sort of whips around the battlefield in this little tornado of flames.
Wait, hold on. Last go, did that ice dragon miss Rania?
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Did you activate reversal?
Oh shit, no, I did not. I totally forgot she had that.
Yeah. Does it hit this thing? Is it within short?
No,
Then
she can't. She can't have it hit its buddies. They're too far away from each other.
Damn it, they're just out of range.
Yeah.
Disappointed.
Oh well. Like reversal's gone off once in this whole campaign.
Well, that was against Tiamat.
All right. Okay, so that was Thanatos. The tornado of flames whips around, hurting the things. Alistair, what you doing, mate?
Is Alistair back yet?
I'll take the silence as a no. That's fine. We'll take the brief moment while he's not here for me to go pee. Be right back.
Very well then.
I'll be very quick, he said. Like in a flash, he said.
Oh, this is darkness, and we are going a little bit more than we normally do.
So we're approaching what would usually be our stopping time
Well,
for the interruptions.
I mean, usually we start at 2. So we would end it at 5. But we didn't really start until 2:30, 2:45. Something along those lines. I love Ancient Circle. Gotta love it when you can just magically give everybody Dragon Killer. Oh, darkness, our old friend. You must come back to us again. And that
Darkness?
darkness.
Hello?
Oh,
There you are.
Hello?
there we are.
Okay.
Have you returned?
Yes, sorry, my Discord glitched again. Right, what I missed. Oh shit!
Yeah,
hit.
you've been taking quite a bit of damage. You might want to Kirago yourself.
Also, we all have Dragon Killer on our weapons now, so plus double damage.
I'm back.
Ah, nice.
Those
Welcome back.
darkness.
So, Darkness, shall you be initiating the Kirago? Because you are taking quite a bit of damage, oh boy.
You've taken hits to yourself and to Mika.
If I do, I won't be able to attack, but I guess it's up to you to take into damage.
Well, I mean, say you're the one taking all the damage, so keep yourself up, or Mika's gonna die.
I am not going to Kiraga myself. That's a bit of a waste of a spell, in my opinion. Instead, I'm going to drink one of my potions.
Oh, well, one of your regular potions.
Because
then?
alchemy.
So yeah, that gives you back half your HP, and then doesn't waste your magic. Very. I forgot you had that.
It's handy.
So that should give you all your. Yep, that gives you all your.
Yep. So you quickly chug a potion and you're back to full.
There you go.
Yep. And now
Alright.
I have 4 regulars.
Very good. And since Kyra still has an action this turn, I'm gonna move her right here,
All right.
and she is in short range of both of these. Correct?
Yep.
Because short range is like 0.3, right?
Yeah.
Good. Because now her fire. Because as I'm now actually using her fire attack correctly, it hits everybody in a short range of her.
All right.
So
Go ahead and
Quick
make
question.
it. You have to make
What's
an
with the
attack
yellow
roll, right?
circle?
what?
Sorry.
No,
I
what's
just
up?
wanted to know what was the yellow circle on Mika.
Oh, that's elemental spikes.
That's fire spikes. Anytime she gets hit by these things, they take 14 points of fire damage.
So,
that's handy.
So let's see here. Power 16 times half her level, which is still 5.
Mhm.
I will. Yes. Okay, I needed to change her level. Level 11. Okay. Okay, so.
Don't you have to make an
Oh.
attack roll with that?
Oh yeah, I do. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. Roll that accuracy.
Got to roll that accuracy, but she gets a bonus because these things are also aerial enemies. So she gets added. She gets +1 to her accuracy as well as a damage step. So yes, she will be getting all the bonuses with these fuckers. She's in her element.
All right.
+8. Are you?
Oh no! Go ahead and roll the damage for that, please.
Roll the damage
God damn it.
to herself, or
Yes.
Had to be fucking.
roll 2d6 plus 16.
I'm sorry, man. The dice were not on your side with that
Will you
one.
critical fail.
Why? 16 times 7. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Life is pain.
All right, and subtract her magic armor from that.
Okay, that's
93. So here's what happens. Kyra goes charging in, inhaling deeply to breathe fire on these things, since they seem to not like fire very much. But the way they're twisting and slithering and coiling around in the air makes her sort of slide to a stop and look back and forth like as she's still holding the flame inside. And she hesitates just a bit too long as she's trying to figure out how exactly to go about this when it gets to a boiling point and it combusts out of her face. There's this big ol' explosion and she does a backflip and just belly flops back here somewhere. Ow! Ow! There's like smoke coming out of her mouth now.
She's gonna need a heal now.
I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed.
That's just bad luck, dude. Give me
Fuck
just
you,
a
dice.
Just give me just a second here to do a funny thing.
A funny thing.
Yeah, she left a little char mark when she landed. All right.
Don't worry, I heal your girlfriend up.
Do the Mika.
All right. Mika, seeing this, is going to backpedal a bit and is going to herself, if I can get her character sheet back open, because I closed it for some reason, like some kind of stupid person. Mika is herself going to cast Curaga on Kyra.
Love the Kiraga.
So that will be her mind times 8 back to Kyra. So that will be 16 times 8.
So annoyed.
There.
All that talk about her being in her element and that fucking shit happened.
Just bad luck, man. All right, so Kyra regains 133 hit points as Mika puts a hand on her back, and there's a swirl of green light around her, and she picks her head up.
Thanks. You're welcome.
All right.
Now, Panara and Rania.
Panara is going to look at the two Draconas, menacing her and effectively her new family, and she is going to become irritated. And she is going to
Do what?
She is going to turn to the one that Ni shot with an arrow, sort of point a finger at her. Her eyes are going to glow this ominous shade of orange. She's going to chant in some language you don't understand, but Ni sounds oddly familiar to you. She is going to expend 100 MP, and she is going to cast Flare.
Oh. Oh, this is gonna be big damage.
She knows flare.
She knows
Yeah.
where. This is gonna hurt.
Flare
Oh,
time.
give me another crystal, I'll be able to do mega flare.
I just need to subtract.
Damn.
So that's a total of 206 points of damage.
They're gonna feel that.
If that thing's even still alive at this point.
All right, so it's alive. You watch as she points her finger and mutters those words. The air around the Dracona suddenly turns strikingly orange, clearly amber orange, and it looks around for a second before the sphere completely crystallizes and hardens and turns opaque, and then flares brightly with light. And you can hear just a storm of crackling and flaming from within, and the Dracona roaring, muffled by both the audio level of the flames or whatever is raging around inside that sphere, and, the sphere itself muffling the sound, before eventually the sphere shatters, leaving these wisps of orange and black energy rising up into the air, and the Dracona is still alive, but it is very much on its last legs.
Rania.
I'll see if Rania can't do something of her new draconic weaponry.
All right, you want Rania to just make a melee attack? What's going on?
Does it take a turn to switch to dual blades, or can she just do it on the fly?
It's like Mika's book. She can just do it with like a movement action. She can just.
Alright then. You do the slitty slash, I guess.
All right.
Slishy slashy.
All right. So she splits her
Slishy
bow into two
slashy.
weapons and goes in to finish this thing off. If you want to roll for Rania, you may.
So
Roll.
accuracy is 6.
Please don't get a critical fail again.
That just hits.
Ooh, just hits.
That was
And
the
this thing
first one.
uses power, so it's your 4 weapons, so 14 times 4. D6.
And that's gonna be double from the Dragon Killer.
All right. Close enough. I'll let her have it. See, technically, she would have brought it down into the single digits, but it's at 28 hit points. I'll let Rania kill it. So, these things are stupidly high physical armor. So,
Well, yeah.
after the flare goes off, Rania's like,
Gotcha, bitch.
Splits the sword into two, jumps up with a little flip, lands on its neck, right behind its head, sort of straddling it. It starts to rise and thrash around a bit. She sort of rides it like a rodeo bull for a second before bringing up both blades in this sort of sort of way, and brings them both down, slicing horizontally through its neck, and its head just pops off as shards of blue scale go shattering everywhere like a broken window. And as its body crumples to the ground, Rania jumps off and lands here.
He would have killed anyway. Like, what's their physical armor again?
Its physical armor is 56.
56. Ooh, well.
Yeah, these things don't fuck around.
Yeah, magic seems to be the way to go. Just not... surprisingly, most of our regular magical users aren't equipped to be dealing with ice enemies.
Well, as it is.
Well, fortunately I do ×4 damage, so I can negate a lot of it.
Yeah.
I'll need to reload next round.
I mean, well, yeah.
Alright. Now it is back to the enemies. And the Dracona who had begun a slow action to cast a spell, their spell goes off and they cast Blizzaga on everyone.
Fuck.
Which will cost it 40 MP.
The Zaga.
Alright. How much cold are we feeling?
95 cold is what you're feeling before magic armor is applied, so let's
Alright,
see.
doing that. So
And it's
80
25, so 85.
80 for me.
70.
70 for Kyra.
Let's see here. This will also hit
90.
everyone in the back.
Also, need to do the Alicea,
Yep.
who is 46, so...
Alistair will also take the damage meant for Mika, so I need to give Mika back that
Yep.
70 and apply it to Alistair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought I was gonna hit.
95 minus 46. So yeah, Alistair, through his own shit, will be taking 49 points of damage.
Alright, so
Rania will be taking 70 like me.
Alright, you should be able to
And
apply
Nara.
that.
I can't interact with Rania's token still.
Oh, that's why. For some reason, I gave myself control instead of you. You should be able to interact with it now. I gave myself more control.
I reward control to me, myself, yes.
I claimed this planet in the name of me. Let's see here.
And
Panara. Panara's magic armor is 35. Because her armor is light.
she'll take 60 damage.
Yep, 60 damage to Miss Blackstorm. Alright.
Mrs. Blackstorm, I'm Miss Blackstorm.
Nah.
Technically, she's not married anymore.
Yeah, she's,
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Blackstorm was name's like that was the marriage name, wasn't it?
I never figured out on whose side it was. I came up with Panara long before I came up with Gabrand.
I imagine he's still Gabrand Blackstorm.
And she's just choosing to still go by that because fuck it. The laws of her
Whichever.
marriage don't apply here.
Okay,
This is
so
New Kingdom. She's not
As-
legally married here.
back to the battle.
Alright, so.
Alright.
Alright, so. Now then. Now these Ice Draconas, seeing that Thanatos is the summoner of fire,
Are all going to go after him.
well, they're going to try. One of them can't quite get to you because, there's a paladin in the way, but two of them are going to go directly for you.
Good night.
Bring it on!
And they are both going to use Hard Snap.
Which is their melee attack.
Yep.
I
it
have
is-
heavy armor, which is...
Alright, so first one.
Still,
Does an 11 hit?
Oh,
And 16 hits.
yeah, no, it's
double though.
Does it hit? Yes.
Alright, so your armor score?
Is 35. I take 214 points of damage.
Alright, so
Owie.
Yep. You're getting chowed down on by these things as they start rapidly swirling and coiling around you like a couple of eels in the ocean, yet floating through midair with their wings flattering and battering you with air, and their teeth just start snapping into you from all sides. It's pretty rough. Meanwhile, this one who can't get to you will instead position itself over here, turn around, and is going to use a frozen wave to attack this entire cone.
Which includes me.
Yes.
Fuck.
They don't like you, man.
Okay, Alistair, I am going
Look
to
on the
need that
bright
heal.
side. Look on the bright side. Before I would heal you, your dark side would activate, if that's any help.
It doesn't activate automatically. He has to call it.
Well, no, my last resort will.
Yeah, okay, so that's a 14 to hit everyone in that cone. I assume that hits everyone in that cone. Yeah, definitely hits Mika.
Mm-hmm.
It's everybody, because, again, the only
But I
one...
take double.
You take
you take all the damage.
Cover.
Okay, I think we may need to start branching.
Alright,
Oh, shit.
Okay, so let's real
Sorry,
quickly.
but I'm just doing my job.
All right, so what's your magic armor, Hades?
15. I am barely alive.
You take 97 points of damage. Let's see here. Mika's is 25.
I have 10!
So, Alistair, you quickly put yourself in the way of the attack coming for Mika. You're just dancing all over the place trying to keep this chick safe, and you take 87 on top of what you yourself will take. So,
Yeah. Just like, don't worry, Mika, I got it.
all right, your magic armor is 46, right, Alistair?
46, yes.
So you will also take 66 damage, bringing you down to 278. Kyra, has Kyra already taken her damage?
Yep, I calculated her damage.
All right, now then. With that done,
I am in pain.
this last Dracona down here is going to glare at Panara, recognizing her as a powerful spellcaster, and its eyes are going to flash brightly as it glares down into her eyes. So it needs to make an opposed force check against Panara.
Is it trying to use flash?
Not flash, but it is trying to do a thing to her.
Do a thing.
Do a thing.
I don't like it when you make things do things.
That's pretty much all this
I
is.
think me likes it less.
We're all just things doing things here, alright?
I know I should heal everyone.
I mean, I'm kind of in the more...
But I figured that because of how bad condition Vanitos is, I'm thinking of just giving one of my potions because of alchemy.
Oh,
Alright,
yeah.
so... Alright, so... Panara, so like this blinding flash goes off from its eyes, and you can see Panara like quickly covering her eyes, and her jaw sort of clenches tightly for a second, but after a moment she's like, powers through the effect. She resists the effects of blind and silence.
Oh.
Also,
well,
what did you say, Vanitos?
I'm saying yes. Potion. Give me high potion. I need my health back. Well, after I attack.
I know. I'll let you attack first.
Oh, first, I'm gonna reload and stabby.
Reload in the stabby.
Because it'd be like, here you go, now I'm gonna go back to Mika.
You tried. You tried to hurt my mommy.
I guess that I can only get off one attack in a turn.
14 hits.
Just doubles, because Chronic.
And lightning.
Times 4, because lightning. Aha. And I poke you with my Zappa's poker.
Alright, so that's 100 points of damage.
Poker, poker.
That's not right. Hold on a second.
I was about to say magic armor, not physical.
No, it is a melee attack, so it would be physical. What I meant is I accidentally said it's HP2 minus 100 instead of subtracting 100 like I had intended, and I don't remember exactly what its HP was at a second ago. So I'm just going to ballpark it based on the others. I'm going to put it at 238 and then subtract 100 from that and hope that that's close enough.
138 HP on that one then. Okay, noted.
Yep, so
Now,
you quickly bring another couple of arrows into your crossbow, that with the flaming tipped arrows, and then you turn and bring the blade of your dagger across the front of the snout of the ice Draconos.
Okay. My turn.
You're up next if you want to go next.
Oh yes, Faraga one more time, but bonuses because I get 2 extra damage steps because of Last Resort.
Yes.
Nice.
And that's
So
why
it's-
I hold back.
So it's 17 times 8.
That'll be 136.
136 to all of these motherfuckers. Burn!
So that's 228
Feel the
points of
fiery
damage
wrath.
once all the modifiers are applied.
How many?
228.
How much? 220. So the one over by Ni and Panara is dead.
Indeed.
I am just in extreme pain and agony. You just see me go, ah!
Yeah. So, another whirlwind of fire, this one tinged with purple and black darkness steeped in, swirls around the encampment again, lashing through the Draconas, and you watch as the one that you just slashed the nose of basically just goes up in smoke and flame, and when the fire passes, this black and charred corpse just slumps to the ground. It is fucked.
And I can't do Faraga anymore. So,
Never fear, my friend. I will heal you in the name of friendship.
yes, give me.
Here, high potion. Now I need to get back to me.
Power of friendship is
Really?
bullshit. Swords and explosions, that's where the money is.
I will
Uh,
heal you with the power of friendship and the potion I found.
And this
Yes.
potion I found.
And now I am back to almost full power.
Yep, so
Yes.
Alistair looks over, sees Thanatos just kind of sagging there, dripping blood on the verge of passing. I was like, oh shit! You quickly run over, you pass Thanatos a potion, pat him on the back, and then run back into position really, really fast. Like, can you even do that? Hold on a second.
Sure you can.
Okay, yeah, you can just do it. You can just do it. You just have enough movement to do it. Okay. So yeah, just so like you just look back and be like, 1 second. You go quickly past Thanatos and come back. Okay, let's do this.
Okay. Now,
High
Kyra.
potion. Now me.
Now Kyra is going to go up in between these two, and is going to try the fire breath again. I swear to God. Thank you.
15 hits.
So it's okay. So 16 times.
3 high potions left.
Okay, so 16 times 2 extra damage steps. That's 17. 112 in fire magic damage. Oh, almost forgot to slash. 117.
Times 2 for their weakness to fire. So, Kyra quickly moves and puts herself in front of Thanatos as these things are sort of getting ready to snap again, gives you this little smirk and says,
You want to see something cool?
Yes.
then she jumps up, inhales deeply, this time she holds it stable, and then immediately breathes down, and this cyclone of fire comes down around you, completely encasing you, but it doesn't touch you. And you can hear the Draconas roaring around you before, when Kyra lands directly in front of you, both of you still surrounded by this dome of writhing flames. You see their silhouetted bodies sort of crumbling into ash and falling to the ground. And Kyra stands up, just kind of grins at you, silhouetted in the flickering firelight before it fades away, and there are 2 blackened piles of ash on the ground around you.
Oh,
my.
dear.
Oh man, that was hot.
Kyra just rolls her eyes and playfully smacks you upside the head.
Yeah. Leave the puns to me, bozo.
No, all doing the bloody puns.
Yes. And then there was one.
One. In the
And it-
whole entire battlefield. Just one.
Yep.
Is he gonna shit himself in one or just stand the ground and fight?
Mika, cut it.
Yep, Mika is going to come around this way, and she is going to make a melee attack against it.
Come on, Mika. You can do it.
Man, she misses again.
Okay, we're definitely gonna need to be working on her melee skills.
She tries to give it a slash.
Decent.
Yeah, she tries to slash it, but it is, again, slithers out of the way with a snarl. Panara is going to look
Okay.
over and see this. She's going to give an irritated huff She is going to point her finger at it. Her eyes are again going to glow orange. She's not going to cast Flare. She wants to conserve some MP, but she is going to cast a focused Firaga on the sucker.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
So that will be
Extra
her power.
crispy snake,
so that'll be her
anyone?
power times 6.
Indeed.
Smoking.
Smoking. Damn, what's her power?
19.
Damn.
With all of her items boost her power. Because she's a black mage, she relies on that for her damage output. So, she points her finger, and you will watch as the swirl of orange light rises up around it. It looks down, blinks, and then this pillar of pure orange flame pierces it from underneath, and you watch as its hide just shatters like glass, and its flesh and its soft, pink, fleshy underflesh sort of blackens around the impact side as it wriggles and screams around the spear puncturing its body, before Panara sort of lifts her hand up and curls it into a fist and then pulls it back down, and the spear of crystallized fire shunts back into the earth, and the dead Dracona falls to the ground, lifeless.
Never mind, it's fried.
And now you know where Ni gets her penis from.
Panara is going to take a deep breath at that. Everyone all right?
That's
We live.
peachy.
Well,
Ah, shit, I forgot to
You
write
live,
down the
buddy.
drop information for these things.
Oh.
we better damn well get something out of this.
Give me a second.
There are 5 big beasties.
Very big
So
beasties.
Thanatos.
Yeah.
So Thanatos, how are your heels?
I'll live.
So that'll be 9,500 gil for that encounter.
Nice. We're rolling in the dough now.
I'm tempted
Maybe.
to see if I could scavenge anything else off these creatures that could prove invaluable, but
Well, I'm thinking it's
She alright? Looking to her mother and sister.
Yeah, I'm okay. They didn't get a scratch on me.
I'm all right, too.
The rest
But
of you.
nevertheless, you need to get healed up. So go on, Ni.
It's fine, I was just asking how you were and you replied.
Ah,
Mika
Okay.
went through the whole fight without taking a single bit of damage.
Yeah, because Alistair took it.
And she also went the whole
Yep.
fight without dealing any damage.
You did
Oh.
heal though.
She did
I
heal.
mean, I did only 5 damage to this one over here, I believe.
Yeah.
That was about it. Or was
Right,
it this one? that
heal
been used
up. Heal up.
That's what I'm doing. I'm healing
back
up.
you can. We wait, another wave will come.
Okay, so I
Mhm.
guess can you just give Thanatos and Kyra
Let's
a
see.
normal potion?
Hang on. I can't see because another token's in the way. I'm estimating numbers. There we go. I mean, I don't mind giving you one of my high ethers, depending which one will just.
I mean, I would love a high ether because my magic is
Exactly.
gone. I would also like healing though.
Here you go, good sir.
So
As for heals for everyone. I'm going to cast Kiraka. What was it? Hang on. It's the other one.
should be power. No, it should be mine times 8. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Also now 1.
Kiraka? I was white. Alright then.
75. So it's
That's 60. Take
Empty
away. Do that first. And then I do numbers.
Oh yeah.
Doop a doo 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 doo.
I do.
I do the do.
You do the do.
And now I have the wall. What was it? How much in my mind again?
Do you not
Mine
have it written
times
down?
8.
I do. Yeah.
Is it mine times 8?
Bloody hell. That is a lot.
Well, it's an expert spell.
Which I'm going to say that everyone's going to be healed at this point.
Should
Should be, should be.
just roll the thing.
Alright, it's taken a while to the wall. So please feel free to have any interactions while it's rolling.
Alright.
You weren't kidding about these things.
Yeah, you can see why we've lost so many.
It's 5 men against all of that.
Not to mention, most of you guys are archers and melee users. These things tend to have a lot of armor.
Was
They've
that
been holding out for days.
Alistair? Was that times 5?
I thought it was. Oh, okay. I thought it was.
If you're
times eight.
healing, if you're healing everyone, it would be 5 times your mind, not.
Okay,
Ah,
that is my B. That
it's
is my-
okay. Just minus that, so 95, not that.
All right.
So 95 plus 6, that would be
101.
101. Holy
Right, so-
shit, it's 101 Dalmatians.
Lol.
All right. So, as you're sort of having this conversation, waves of a healing light go over everyone. I already healed Kyra.
Oh. Sorry. Well, crap.
It's okay, we all do oopsies now and then.
Oopsies.
All right. So,
With any luck, we won't be stuck out here much longer.
Indeed.
I'm fairly certain 2 of you can stand a couple more of those waves, but I'm not sure the rest of you. Most of our people will be there to share the glory.
Right.
Hey, you weren't kidding, these creatures are tough.
Well-
Give them that.
There isn't a whole lot of, settlement prospects up here. The terrain isn't exactly good for growing crops. It's too cold, the wildlife is dangerous, so we just let it basically be wilderness all the time, and that means the big dangerous creatures like to call this place home. Those Draconas are just one of many.
Yes, it's a shame we don't have any, range weapons to... Well, not keep them at bay, but to soften them up as they get into the fight.
I mean, again, rangers are all archers, but arrows didn't seem to work very well on these things.
Before
Oh,
the airship,
no.
before the airship was totally disabled, it had cannons, but
Well, thankfully the little wing does. So,
Yeah, but we
Well,
don't want to risk it.
we don't want to bring that thing into battle unless we gotta. Last
well,
resort.
Gonna
the point
That's our
being,
escape craft.
is we're gonna head into the mountains. You take all of your people and go to the little wing.
Right.
maybe
And don't
abrupt,
worry about
but
us. We'll be fine.
it's not
it's at
maybe
about
abrupt in his tone, but he's not wrong.
it's at about this time that you hear a clapping echoing all
Oh,
around
no.
you.
Oh, wonderful.
It's him, isn't it?
Well, I don't know.
It's either the Fiend or Saran, one of the two. It was the
A second
That's
later,
not Saran's. That's not Saran's theme, so I'm guessing Fiend.
a second later, there's a
Okay.
swirl of ice ahead
Wait
of
a
you,
minute, I know this song.
just back here,
Ah,
before it coalesces into a humanoid figure, seemingly made of suspended frost in the air, ever shifting. You see this sort of swept back hair, this sort of really sharp pointed angled face. It looks almost like Mark Hamill's Joker.
oh my goodness.
Although it is worth noting, the legs transition into these long, sharpened blades that look like they could stick into the ground, and his arms are far longer than any regular humans ought to be, with these distended, elongated fingers with sharp claws coming out of them, and his grin is impossibly wide, with razor-sharp teeth intersecting, and his eyes are as black as the void as he looks down at you, clapping merrily.
I hate the fact that you're using Kefka's theme,
I
considering
fucking love it.
Guess who inspired this character?
that's what I was saying back. Oh, this is the guy that we
Sorry,
are.
Thanatos, but I fucking love it.
All right, so
Throwing ice Kefka on us. Oh, God.
kinda. So this
Ice Captor.
So this creature claps at you a little bit longer before doubling over.
Oh, now that's the sort of power that brought down the others, isn't it? Oh, now I see why they were so hard-pressed. Excellent, excellent.
He quickly straightens up in this stupidly over-serious manner and gives this heavily exaggerated bow.
Oh, where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Scothenmel, elemental archfiend of ice, at your misery.
You're a fiend?
Yep, that I am. One of the last ones around.
And he's starting to
You
sort of...
last one around. Last I counted, there were 4 of you.
Well, you know. Semantics.
You certainly don't give off the same vibe as the others.
Well, they're all a bunch of spoiled sports. Don't you know that? I was made to be the fun one, to have some fun with this miserable little life while I have it. You know, if I have only one purpose in this miserable, doomed little world, I might as well have some fun with it, you know?
So
You'd be
Ron
the
made you
fiend
this
of
way.
insanity, aren't you?
Ron made you this way.
Jury's out on that one, frankly. He made me a certain way when I popped out of the ashes of that old silly dragon lady, but I've just kinda done my own thing since while still following my orders.
Don't insult Tiamat, you disrespectful fool.
Oh, she's dead. What does she care? And what do you care? She tried to eat you.
Yeah, only
It was
because
not of her own choice.
only because you and your heads made her when you were latched to her neck.
Nah. Whatever. She's dead anyway, so I can't really be bothered to give a flying fuck.
You will be when Bahamut finds you.
I mean, if he finds me, but I get the feeling the big guy will be onto him long before that happens. Either that or he'll kill me. Wouldn't that be a delight?
Oh, definitely, I would like to kill you. Let's do it right now.
At this point, Rania steps forward, snapping her blades into a bow,
Enough talking! Where's Skalala, you bastard?
and fires an arrow at him, and it just passes right through.
Oh, come on. Didn't anyone tell you not to shoot the messenger?
Oh, so this is an illusion.
Well, did the fact that I made of floating particles of frost not give it away? Oh, come on. I have skin, you know.
He sort of pats himself.
Figured it would be too much of a coward to show yourself right now.
Not a coward, a pragmatist. There's a difference. Not that you would
How
ever
about
really
you-
understand that.
How about you pragmatically answer the question?
Skalala. That's the other one, right? The short one, pink hair, thinks she's much hotter shit than she really is. Where is she?
Scothenmel's grin just widens, and he sort of does another exaggerated bow, gesturing with one hand off to his side, and a similar frost-based illusion manifests. And you can see, sort of pinned up, almost as if crucified by ice pinned to a wall, the shape of Skalala, unconscious.
She's in my care.
His fist curls into a ball where her eyes kind of briefly glow a bit orange.
Scothenmel flinches back.
Ooh, struck a nerve, did I?
You
gonna
struck
be-
more than that. You are so dead.
You should tread carefully, Jester.
Oh, glad to see someone recognizes what I'm going for. Anyway,
He then turns and gestures to Skalala.
rest assured she's not in any immediate peril. She's unconscious and cold as tits, but she's alive, and aside from a few scrapes that were more or less self-inflicted, she's all right. Whether or not she stays that way, however, is up to you.
Every
your-
bit of damage he receives, you will repay in full.
What's your game then? If you're anything like your creator, he likes to play.
My game is simple. I can't get to the crystal. I've been trying, but I just can't figure out these finagled little puzzles. Damn thing's just all so stop provoking, and it makes my head hurt. And there's no
You
one
said-
and there's no one suffering involved. It's so boring. I can't be bothered to deal with shit that bores me.
So-called king of games.
I'm not a king of games. I'm a king of shanking people and watching them bleed out to death on the ground while I eat popcorn and laugh at their misfortune. I'm getting off track.
Oh, let me guess. The deal is we solve the puzzles for you, give you access to the crystal, and you might give Skalala back, though, since you're a traitorous fiend, potentially not.
Oh, come on. I may be a creature of darkness and evil, but I still have a code. It's mostly a dress code, but I still have one.
Mm.
But yes, you more or
So-
less hit the money right on the head. Get me the crystal, and you get your sister back. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, and unfortunately, no one has to die in that exchange.
Except for everyone for miles around when you destroy it.
Well, yeah, but that's later. That's future you's problem. Right now,
He then turns and you watch as this serrated blade of ice just appears in his hand and he holds it up to Skalala's throat.
for now, you've got something a lot more immediate on the line. And knowing you,
Well-
you're not willing to take chances with her, are you?
Well, clearly you're out of the option of letting us have both and you leave with your life. But then again, someone probably kill you anyway for failure.
Maybe. But I digress. Miss Ethil? Other Miss Ethil? Do we have a deal?
Going to find the crystal. Guarantees we'll reach it. I suppose we'll see.
Just remember, you want her back alive? You give that puppy to me. I'll be waiting. Ta-ta!
He snaps his fingers, the dagger disappears from his hands, and then the illusion disappears in a gust of freezing wind.
I take it all back. That is the worst fiend we've faced so far.
And I think that
Is he
is a
gone?
good place to call it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Just before we do, is he gone? Do you still feel his presence?
He's gone.
You want? Okay. So, he has a sister. Mother, is there any way we could find out where he's holding her? We can use her connection to me to try and visit her dreams.
That's not quite how that works, unfortunately. I would need to establish a connection with her personally, and that requires proximity that I don't presently have.
There's gotta be some way. Don't trust that when he gets that crystal and kills us all anyway.
Don't worry, we're gonna get her back. And we're gonna have the crystal as well, and then we shall deal with him in the process. Everything's gonna be
Get it.
fine.
We're gonna get her back. We need to know where she is.
Indeed.
I'll see
Well,
what
But
I
as
can.
much
I'll see what I
Okay.
can do, but I can't make any promises. I can try and search for the fiend's energy, and if he's housing her and they share a physical presence, as the illusions would at least suggest, then if I can find him, I can find her. But I'm willing to bet he's on the move. So it would take time to narrow down a point he frequents. A base of operations of sorts. If I find one, I will contact you about it immediately.
Our other option. Assume if when we retrieve the crystal, it'll appear for some sort of trade. Skalala in tow.
in the meantime, we need to tread lightly and be careful. This one's a lot more sinister and twisted than the others.
But if we have the crystal and they're both physically there, I know I can at least play him enough, grab Skalala and get her out of harm's way.
Like you throw a stone.
But just remember, he's also quite the trickster. He may try to pull some illusions on us, so we must be cautious.
Do you think I don't know that?
Ni, calm down. Losing control of yourself will not help us get Skalala back. You need to focus right now. We all do.
So what do you think?
That was
For
Tarania.
now.
I'm assuming you were asking Rania.
Yes.
Okay.
She's the only sister present.
Rania grinds her teeth.
We'll do everything we can to save both, but if at the end we have to choose between Skalala or the crystal, I say Skalala. As long as Shiva still has at least one of her ice crystals, things will basically be alright, near as I can tell. That's how it is with Leviathan. So, even if we lose this one, we still have another we can go to.
Still, if this is going to be anything like what happened in Marasu, we need to change plans. Take the Little Wing and get your people as far away from here as possible.
Right.
If this thing causes an avalanche or anything of the sort, then everything on this mountain's going to die.
Right.
Panara nods. All right. Given the circumstances, we're going to have to risk keeping in touch, even if Saran is possibly listening in. We'll need the communication.
Like you risk guess. I don't want to. If you do find out where they're holding her, the only one is Saran to inform him.
Right.
We're wasting time. We need to move.
Right.
3 people off in the city. Come back for us.
That's the plan. Good luck. And be careful.
You too. We will. Stay safe.
All right. As
And
Rania
with that-
and as Rania and Panara turn to leave, Mika comes up to your side, knee, and sort of takes your hand in hers.
We'll get her back. I promise. You helped me save my family, now let me help you save yours. Let's go.
And with that, as you're all starting up the slopes and into the mountains, that's where we will call it for the week.
Ah, shit.
I had a feeling when
You had a feeling when what? You kind
Yep.
of cut out.
I had a feeling you were going to use her as a hostage.
Believe it or not, that was the last second thing I thought up of, like, yesterday.
Nice.
But definitely in character.
Alrighty then, outro.
All right, well, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, so much for tuning in. We will see you next time. As always, keep listening, people. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Oh boy. Things have just gotten rather interesting, haven't they?